Abusia fa mamu nyina ache ma kwa baba UTV so ye wo shippers e wo Abeka Junction anopei their critical matters a ehia se oman ye de adwene ekoso na ye nyina yetumi enya anu ye sanse ye kan judgment debt oman Ghana mpuntio ne nkoso se ye kanea ensio apomodin enum ne ade schools under trees a ni nyina ka me no mienu nyina ye mpo ye kasew yankasew ye suo ye srew ye de Ghana fo sika ye tax sope na yetua na ye se enso no eno an ye de bekwa kotua star judgment debt no na watwe asem kese aba hu hia se ye ka ho asem de bia asem ba na de bia asem bia bebe bia of national interest ana on my Ghana asem se fata se yetumi chechum se de ba Ghana fo no wa utua tax no ubetimi aka ho asem de ha adwene ne se to de bia ensem bo nyina aba de enso Ghana fo no ya ne nye ni nyina na wo se blame media fo no ye ne anso ye ka ho one of the philosophers no can asem so ko society BM and oman BM media na eho no omo etisa hwehwe said the oman na tie no saa na media for no tie se Ghana no ye pe se bi nsehunu eni nsehuhuo eni bosremu ka na ye bloggers we na we ni we kokon agrada ani obofo okontokwa Afia soa eni twini Jonas kontokwa obehwe na 2 million k hwan eno na ye pe nti media for no so ahuntie se no wow judgment debt ye Ghana wo tax kana ye di kotua judgment debt ya obitini ba bi okodi ni free no ye kan ho asem de Ghana for mo adwen ma nene me bon konta ni because me ma na adwen ma na akosi be sa ahomachi no miense nyina na mbisi pe judgment debt nti ka me de ka fam ho ben se ma to aba ye di tumi na manipa baako so onu na mbebu o man yi esan so onu no wanyansa ni nimde we have the men ya wo no betimi ahwe o man yi so nti ka mo na nka mbebu o man no etike ye Ghana fo no ye de ye nko school ye nim nyansa ye nim de ke da anyansa fo na kebu o man na ehwe o man no so yi se ba ne se na nyansa fo obu o man no a judgment debt nene ma ye research bebre me kire se judgment debt nya mpipi nko na etua NDC tua professor Mills kura bewu kura no wo su fa judgment debt ho amo ne cabinet kura si gina ye se judgment debt bia Ghana ye betua e bro 10 million Ghana cedis no ye mra cabinet ye meje approve and sign ye tua Professor Mills, why you make judgment debt? You crack through kata koma yoko so me ntwia wo mu twia e. Mensa kakrata eyewura Dr. Dufuoti akonya so se finance minister. Ya ofri ho o ma me letters mako 4. Ah ni nyina di adanse se Dr. Dufuo kraka se me ye ntwie ska no. Wo throw letter de koma e ma me beti modudu so ye twie ska no e ma wo yo me. Ti judgment debt NDC o MPP o obi atwie bi. Na ye Ghana me no mienu sika e na ye di kotwia. We are be 170 million years soon MPP ye friends ye ra Kenoforiata ni sika nka ho ni sika ka ho ana tax obetua ye betua ye sukura ye betua ye koye appeal kura ye betua na me do be ko ne ma bebremu ba me fa seda kese ma special ice any special drinks ensio de ye etu no musu a ebe boa papa no pa wo sorry free get so a na onya special ice bia no abo bottle ba ko enu be 7-8 no na wajun so ni nyina ma na ba besin doctor scratch it eye pa ma o kidney so oni mienu aba big actually ubon say kidney eye serious enya ade wo so didi agro ene yete ya yetumi num so didi de epe unya kidney a masa wan hwe a dialysis kakra unya wo be dialysis akoso obewuo na wotwe bia obetimi atua 5 million ana 10 million nti ye tufu anu atie num nsuo na ye kanfo eye this chocolate drink do hia any nsuo she minerals mo ana de musiesie ma ho corporate ladies o mo bu o mo ho a enye te huchi mama fo nails tiante chese nails a de hye me hu kura se me hye bibia wo mesa unama very decent bu o ne awraba e wo ho pa chese unama na o de konfe na o de enam o mo nyina eboayen ma na ye de critical issues and empanifo akese atena se former minister na ka o na hwe nyina ma o de honsem so energy ne kanea honsem nyina o pani kase etia ha ofipru no ha na aba highway robbers robbing nkofo opuru nyina se da bi obeba no aba Abeka judgment debt kan Ghana fo sika ho to oba beka ni nyina ho asem ye ne energy expert era kojo opoku ewa ha na yera Kingsley amakwa bodu so lawyer kese obeche mu judgment debt ye den na ni nyina eba ni nyina beka ho asem no pe from vim lady Afia Pokua ene ye fipru ye fin kran ye fi adenta ba bia ye chiamo wo hwe wa abrocha e chia da okran ofi America no aba mu nyina ye chiamo se mu nyina mo follow na Ghana sika de e ka ye nyina ba ma me fonko research kakra me ye ne ho information me sa e ka ye e wo judgment debt ni unim se July 12 2019 asem wo judgment debt ye ne ye ka ho asem 170 no but July 12 2019 NDC MP ogina homa amanfo wo abato mpeso ya de Mion constituency. Obusa a question on the floor of parliament. Yes, Samuel Yewura Kenofurata, Minister of Finance, so mra no meya no the entia ye tia judgment debt. Na no person who say judgment debt a hen ye tia from 2017 ebesi 2019. Tia fro no abo no abo oni choice. Also okono okoya no ko Ghana Fuska ene ye de ama no ye watchman keke. To also okobu ho akonta. Okọ parliament no o chire mu say so far besi ne judgment debt a Ghana ye tia no about 283 million Ghana cedis. 283 million Ghana cedis. Where judgment debt fi 2017, ebesi 2019 pe. There omo beto yan kan. Ana Yewura Kenofurata echemu say omo MPP for bet na konwa so 2017 7 January so e omampani Ekufuado in no. Omo beto NDC for judgment debt 482 million 413,354. Osi judgment debt NDC for the beja wo mo a wo mpo binding on Ghana government GOJ so utua de wo beto ye no ene wo mbusa ne se ne wo MPP for ba he na wo betua ene Yewura Kenofurata chem so mo mba betua be 97 million judgment debt na wo kan nyina de wo beto ye de wo de aka ho no a na che se judgment debt na Ghana ye tua 679 million 489 judgment debt Yewura Kenofurata ene di we ekoto udwa e wo parliament na o chire mu say omo ba na omo tue bi percentage omo de aka ho no 42% every year bia afi bia no de omo de ka ho 94 million na Kenofurata chire mu say na sa judgment debt omo tua no omo ntumi nya because they are Ghana government accounts inti contract ne sensan no Ghana government accounts e bata contract no ho enti say IPP de ya kwaje ho judgment debt Ghana government omo ka so be investigation ya de nya be kwa kosise wo account no e ka ho wo London one wa sign contract now the arbitration clauses ashem say manson ba ye beko arbitration e wo London enti ye boot ya out say de ebu etia Ghana ye kotua 170 million no pe Ghana government usu usire obetua ti menu mienu tax na enso no ayenye bi nye schools and trees no yenye bi nye ka kwan no ni nyina ye betua ka ho eno ne ada Yewura Furata kan na 2012 President Mahama judgment debt ha no ama because na free Professor Mills abreso ena na judgment debt 30 Professor Mills na make say wo yo medie say Waterville anyway you me President Kufuor time omo ye stadium renovation ni new stadium no musi no ena omo ma wo yo me contract wo yo me see ama no contract MPP for say ama no MPP free akonwa so apɛ na ode case no court wo yo me wan ko wies ka o court ena o ka che court say me ni aban wo contract ye ma me letter ye twam ena court che say ena na aban de ne ka nti aban appearance ne ade court processes in there no that's up to ubetimi akankan ena omo je judgment debt against him e kire asem ne ba abonti se ye tue sika ni bi na Professor Mills ka say there bi onti ase omo nkoye appeal yoko report and Professor Mills omo de ba ye che say omo ka asem ye ntue sika ni nyina no na omo di kan tue bi dada e de ama no na no na at the time na nkofo bebe de so bo Dr. Dufo finance minister former governor Bank of Ghana say ono na wakotue sika no me amene Dr. Dufo akokasa meje ne honkwa letters nan a ni nyina o tro letter come attorney general at the time say sika no wonte ne ma bi asente wo mo ntwen ansa enso yetu na yedi kan committee sika ni bi ma hwa wo hwe so judgment debt commissioner Professor Mills any President Mahama time oba President Mahama was very committed to say obehu judgment debt ho asem to ote Justice Apo sabre no ye court of appeal justice say we Supreme Court am papa no wo ye investigation na che say Justice Apo de na afa ye na homete e mo no kwa be kasa se nkofo bi wa adwen money say we create loot and share no ka say companies na ye o mo de judgment debt ni ade be to de bia o mo susu sa adwen money o se de na bibia no mo de ko court obi asase no mo de ko court ye say aban age compulsory acquisition we ntue sika be na e ka no wo saa e magana fo but judgment debt an ka say ye ka pa na nye Professor Mills and President Mahama and President Kufuor President Kufuor time oba yo be take over from President Rawlings Southern construction pioneer CP omo na President Rawlings time no mo ye pa contract ye first tete kwashi ni ade nyina President Rawlings nanka omo de IS omo de mema construction pioneers no ade MPP ba omo say omo ne NDC for aye kana nanti omo utwem no ma review enu say construction pioneers for koje judgment debt against aban MPP time omo ka so omo ntua nti ye je judgment debt no kwa construction pioneers de omo de call 2002 October omo nya judgment debt 27 million pounds MPP for the Takashi si ntua no omo nim se scan da ho nyina na ewo ewo ya me bedu 163 million pounds ni nyina nya MPP vo nya NDC Ghana government TSS ka no de omuti ye ya ne se unim se interest na da so every day bia 12,800 pounds na ebe ka sa aka na omo twa sa construction pioneers for contract mu no na ebe ka ho MPP for kopa ache we che na omu TSS ka no ntu twema so wan twema so betua eno achi wo hwa there so many societe general ni GMPC yero achachu kata wo hot time MPP for ba ye musa na achachu ni societe for akwakoye sa na nya nokre chachu societe for de ye kokot omo koje judgment debt against Ghana African Automobile any Ministry of Employment omo so koje judgment debt etia Ghana compulsory acquisition ye judgment debt etia Ghana ya asase bi e wo dansoma ba ko so wo kanda 264,000 Ghana cedis omo je editia Ghana Calf Cocoa International any Attorney General and also omo je judgment debt under President Kufuor etia Ghana inti judgment debt there ye twa ebesi said an American 2012 President Mahama ahuntia ne atitinti okofa yera justice support say one may judgment debt commissioner no check ni nyina mu ode betu dwa say as a create loot and share bi na companies no won bibia no de aba beto aban so no maje Professor Mills time no won je US ye de ye court and also judgment debt sa me yekotua 600 million odo ko America's dollar no na 382.16 million US dollars judgment debt etua na enam so ma Dr. Kumbo that time no ye attorney general kwa mo de beto abontin say cabinet taking decision say free na ekro no judgment debt bi o mbetua bro 10 million Ghana cedis nje say aje cabinet approval nti mbato abusu for ma sheda na mato mebo na mema o history of judgment debt ni say NDC atua MPP atua eye menu mienu nyina Ghana for ye sika na ye di tua judgment debt nti ade na nye politics nti say MPP for aba na say de na yera kenoforata na anu ya okọ parliament na ode judgment debt oka in his report say omani embrace judgment debt ko me renegotiation no matter so in fact okan when the presentation in parliament so mote so kwa motumi e save Ghana 130 million Ghana cedis eye ka na nka ebetumi abobo mo kopa ache nti eso te e ma judgment debt o mantua bebre nti osan kan bi so omudi omani be ko ho mo kwa legal department e o Ministry of Finance be say ombe ye adwuma pa ma judgment debt ombe hwem ansa nti e ba ne se na kanoforata abre so wo case wo court na ka ache o say ade we mo breach contract na IPP so mo na mo sign ye send this yo send MPP Ghana government mo na makọ sign mo na mo se mo ye renegotiation nti mo breach contract or the mo call arbitration clause we invoke arbitration clause na wo contract mi no afa de mo say oh ye to abanti COVID-19 abanti ye refi say case bi kwa ho am yaje yi ko afa na ye attorney general go federal make catch so mbe investigation e wo CID wo jurisdiction over arbitration international arbitration cause for London no Ghana CID wo den and in any case yera Godfrey make said the Professor Sare can no say at the time no to be fair no nya attorney general yet ase but we attorney general we nya attorney general government of Ghana no forget say President Kufuor ya share bobra no opposition say nkoba obe separate Ministry of Justice ni attorney general because obviously we share the track record of judgment data let us say e ka bubru ja no attorney general no kwa ni entumi nkoho sanse cases akanya attorney general ene no so oma ho advice nti yen separating that say the President Mahama yes so commissioner for judgment debt no yenti authority be one of the openikers here Dr. Kwamena Akins ewo American University baako no ye research bi o ka say enke yenti abedwoko bi na yen strengthen internal audit service any auditor general department say the bombe check government contract na ansama ye kwa kwaje judgment debt ebusuafo ne ye behwe judgment debt nsem ni nyina mu am ya hwese we ya ye se ye ntue ene de ye se ye betua nyina no ekoba o esori o ye betua nti den ene ye beye wo ho se de ba ye nyina ye betimi nya ancestor ye behwe na Ghana o man no yetumi abo ye sika no ho eban ebusuafo no pay critical questions I hear say ye nya ho critical answers ye rakojo Mr. Poku executive director ma Institute for Energy Policy and Research ewo mensa enifaso opening kesi anope mo achi ena kane so afo penny na ko na hwe nyam ahode ehun sem so no kro ya so energy mu nsem ne esi ne hye so a ne kone ne ba na bakwasem nyina opening kesi onimpa Pru is womra hye bedwani no no boy da se na waba beka ho yeba akorando nko eno no abusafo enche lawyer kese ba ko so lawyer Kisley amakwa bedu ba beka ho nti abusafo no pe ye mo akwa ba ye na ne ho mra nyina ba ne aba behwie nsem no nyina go say Ghana sika judgment debt ye betimi da schools and the trees ye betimi da hospitals agenda 111 ye yensi ye ene ade nyina ka ye betimi da yenti aden ene ye gusu etua judgment debt ye ba sisia.
That's my girl.
Daddy.
Yes.
Please, can you help me with my homework?
No problem. Go on, okay?
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Apprehension with koto, aka club, momone, smiling fish, and a kobe, and a bekwanya adiacheso.
Okay. How do you prepare it? How do you prepare it?
Preparing. Just for far the question be a mabuta colado. Cancel it and make it this way. Cancel it.
This way chocolate drink.
You don't hear any switch here. You need to prepare it. You can take it anytime, every day, everywhere. That's one girl.
This way chocolate drink.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
What is Shadi? Huh? Send a man, I'm a producer. Yes, sir. How? Hello, Fizzy, do you know? I used to carry special eyes on my pom in the streets. Everybody know. Now, Menesika, Agentia. I'm an entrepreneur. Say after entrepreneur. I'm a sugar for no. Special Eyes has changed my life. At Sama Pokua.
FDA aji edwede nkrato yi atum.
If I'm a mamma, yes, me fufu pa. Yet estate and so na true be at the crowd. Near fufu. As to say, dear, me hono quite panel, tintin no, a chum, and one neat fufu. So when you're quite pebby bosswa, a humanist.
Neat fufu is available in 3 different tastes: neat plantain, neat cocoyam, and neat yam. Neat fufu is well packaged and so easy to prepare. So whether plantain, cocoyam, or yam, same preparation. In just 5 minutes, your tasty fufu is ready.
Under 5 minutes.
Neat fufu se manum bet nabi we am kwampa bi boswa manesi ejumanesi the tasty ya dadana ejumanesi 5 minutes bet nabi ejumanesi.
Neat fufu is so
Abusafo ne yesam akwa babia no pay e wo UTV so critical issues ene ye de ebrew a ye hwe se de ebetimi ahwe na Ghana sika yenya bie ni ye de ayempuntu dwuma kese akese a ehia ye ko break ya ne ye kase na anu ye nsuo ye to ye na kumase abonten so pa na asanteman ahinkru na capital no mponi o ne nkru ase na nsuo yira fa kejetia na areho ye nim guase nso kumase man pa se mayor ya wuti kumase yentumi ntete gata mu yetna wa makumase flade a judgment debt ke ye bi wo ho an ke bi en ke betimi de dredging atete gata mu ne ade atwatwa zoom line of work kan ne ade aprapakrom nti ehwe ensuo foforo be santo sis kumase flade bi wa mayor no mu ade nyina ene media fo nyina ade hu begim because Ghana ne say ye be name and shame but anope yan hwe judgment debt ne nka ye betimi de sesika no aya ebe boa ma Ghana man so afa ne to ma pay from because ye ntumi nkoso entuete sesika no a enwu kwa abra no o man yin so yaka ekire wo ne ma bebe mu enye sesika ya nke betimi de aye niema bebe na meka obi o se ye ne yera kwabna donko kane so afo hwe nyama wode nsem so ene ye nua bema kodwo ensefo afri poku enso wa ha lawyer amakwa bodu ba be ken ho but for me some akwa ba bie ono mencha asem fru ho what's na ministry ho dade uni ministry ni nya sa judgment debt fufuro ya abeye free him but before that u betimi a judgment debt no kwa ye den na yetumi nya judgment debt ase na efuye mu ampase efuye mu
menyini sa efuye mu emra me se me hu krata minister for energy chiro ye se sa enkrofo contract no watwemu no ye kan fa me kan se ade bebu aka yesim ade enti na make contract bia no ewo ekwan a protocol say termination ewo kwan ye faso ede to nchen contract nso nipa mienu ana say companies mienu eba mremu a ye fa so man no eye person ti nipa mienu ene sign wo ho kwan say ubetimi aka say contract no pese edi eba na wie ana say twam mesome wo ho kwan na mmom contract bia na be kire wo kwan a obefa so
okay
enti me hu sa letter no a ye twiro ye no yewura ajako esan ye no because say ya mfa kwan mpa so asembe ba kina enti enya me nwanwa
dia ne kwan a na contract no a kire se mo mfa so abrogating the event say bia a ban person wo twemu a and the saying na minister no fast will train one a breach of contract.
Dear mint can na mmom ba ko ne say minister letter no a or send sa company no o manya construction permit from energy commission permits. Contract no mu so no e na nye sa contract nko we na mpese me che contracts are all power sector and na contract do e ka ho bia no yes ye moa wo mo enje permit no Ghana ye moa wo mo
nti na asudie ne da Ghana man so enye company no
mo so beje permit no enti entimi nyina say permit omuni permit nti e de atwam e de enti na contract e basa say ye moa wo mo adwumaku a e ma licenses ne permits ne nyina e ya ban nwuma e na wo so wo na ye de emergency
okay
wona de ahia wo a wokopa die enti yeso wo bua wo mo betwero application des na mum bua hwe na se ye benya permits no ntem na obatumi aye adwuma no enti wo asese wo bua wo mo no so mo anya permit a na je se wanye wa mo wo mo adwuma e ma permit yin energy commission so ya ban adwuma permits ni nyina ban enema enti wo aban bua ne enya na osi me ni permit enti watwa contract no mu a asembeba
okay but on say minister ka say enka we no kra no so o ma anya renegotiation na so o ma ntwemu a kaka na nka mo NDC at the time mo sign a contract ka na nka mo bagu Ghana so no ene nka yo pay dollars bebre ene yebetua
mesro anya no kre yemfa sa contract nkasa no wo hwe panel judgment report no a almost say contract no offer capacity charge a ewo mu throughout enfie 9 contract enfie 9 enfie nu
okay
offer capacity charge ewo mu a anka yamomo sabio ai wi adwuma no na power mu generate no kra yesi enyusu a afi bi ebetua $24.9 million
for this contract
$24.9 million say power no ya mo generate yesi enyusu kra $24.9 million. In fear 9 years saying
99.6.
99.6.
Emfie 9. Eno 170 million ye hine so.
But was that and the only charges are never contracting man? Yeah. That's the only charge of contract.
Say when you so a capacity charge no. And really no a capital recovery. Moment
capital recovery ni chese che mu no online.
Moment kensem. Sabi you say na wo see thermal plant. You fan say 330 megawatt thermal plant. One more kakra Ghana your jurisdiction 500 million.
Okay.
Ebe. Enti wo ka chi obi say onko fa ne sika 500 million. MSC plant afidie wa ha ebe generate power. Na o generate wi power no pa
na obeto
e na abeto one ebe tam 500 million abetu bukrum se masie wi da wo pe wo da sore na wo yire se koto anu akoto da bi fine wonya de friend no potokasa financial close kura wonya enti ese wo man bibi e kire se wo ade no wo be ye a de be fi mu aba no meto.
Okay.
And only capacity charge. No?
But with the assurance
say a capital recovery. Okay. So they score this shame no. So then sabe kan sika.
Okay. But honorable with the assurance say a contract is sign ya bra na ye ho akire no. I said the tie bi o generate a Ghana na ye beto ara. Na ugidi say a reasonable say the capacity charges ni shame say o use na ya anya. Ko ni enim say ye den ya ye be.
Mesro. Propaganda na doso.
With a harmless question.
Anya ho na America. Anya na America. Propaganda na doso. Power contract bia ya sign o maemu. Osono plant kufuo time ne sign ye. Transformer kufuo time ne sign ye. Tiko de kura ye sign before kufuo. Ebia was a close no.
Our capacity charges.
Ebia will be.
Okay. Okay.
And then we are ye say MPP akosan LNG contract and no scry take up pay. Nanu ya afi we mu. Mummy nyai. So ba power management Turkey. Ye fa Turkey nye example. Wo sha ase na wonya nrum pempen so bi a ahokyere ewo mu no efre we developing country no. Anso no bidin sika ba abetum no esu ohun se sika obetum ode betum no owie a de obe produce no obeto na mo wudro pempenso obi na fe onioma nyina agina yie no eno utimi ka so okay say de wo bi wo pese obi sibia fine fabra na mo wusi a de ebeto ne ebetua se wunya nu sam pempenso no a ma me ma example AXA plant ye wo hoyi ye sign agreement no wie ye no echiom beka so o ye wo unity bi kure betimi dia beka ho e ka chom so bo betimi dia ba na mum eno de se ye
ho kaba
mu generate a ne ye fa ne betu ye no ka enti ye no nka ye ne omo contract no
okay
so enti wudru at that time no ne ye feel say ye nya enough wo enough a planter say AXA fu e wo hide dey odibi beka ho a ne ka esu asen se obi a oba foforo.
Okay. Era Pokua memra ho ne even the history of energy contracting na fa ye ko mu ne mu ze ne kwan so say ye betua judgment date ya na ono mesa ba wo back ne ahwe the ya judgment date kwa because even asem no court arbitration na esa court no kwa na said ye fa ya kwan ya fa so ye case no no crack enso ye problem ama eka we aba beda ho say na ya lose no twice nti o say san kokotu ss ka no benim
say ye nkomo ye betuma mo watiefo atiase na ya chechire mu de mfiti ase ne farabai be pem ni say no me pasan ke be chemienu.
Okay.
On say nkomo na eda ho a me ofa e friend no propaganda no ma nipa no ye confused.
Okay.
Say ye de ase yi bia free na say obi ntiase me fa ne say ye nchechire mu say de ye ya start ye.
Okay.
Na afi ya hwe contract na ya cancel ye no eno so adenti na consider me of akan e kwan be na osanke ye fa so cancel no na o hwa ntokwa we no ntokwa ye ko no atechem obi aho be fi.
Okay.
Atechem ntokwa because me of it is the first time I'm in a program so
but
you are pointing no I was one of the biggest critics of his administration from 20 December
as a menu about
December 2014 they are pointing no call online now Google I'm one of the biggest critics of administration. It wasn't personal.
Okay.
Me feel say Ghana you drew pempensubia the system no MWA appointees.
Okay.
Ansana ya appointee doctor. Na Ghana from December from 2012. Me has since signed PPAs.
Before crowd
Obeba. From 2012. Na MDC administration has since signed PPAs. PPAs I don't must sign on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 PPAs totaling 2,716 megawatts before doctor was appointed in December 2014. Okay. For me, where I have a problem, now I was a critic, was that he promised in the floor of parliament, I think say you're appointing you know, or so I'll solve it in 1 year or I'll resign. Okay. And I am because before I will battle. Abainan Kasano was signed PPAs about 2007-16.
Wachichiro
nsegu echida. ATM say anka ministry for the technocrats and the civil servants should have helped him. Said Dr. Waba, ansan ye besin sen bi aka ho no. Let's evaluate the ones we already signed because Jacobson Sem Power were all signed in 2012. As at 2014, 2015 no money. As I speak to you, Jacobson is still not on.
And so you signed.
You signed in 2012.
You your committee to come out.
Well, your friend BB or more agreement be your friend or government support.
Okay.
It's what
Dr. the contractor for the friend
no, it is no. Okay. It's more like a guarantee.
Okay.
It's a put call option. It is the doctor cannot. Yaha. Ye cry your droop ye nim. Nipa no ontumi nko first kabi embeshi kro ni mabra onim se de be ya nsa bekeska no enti ansa na o man sa power purchase agreement na e also wo some level of guarantee which is called the offtake agreement.
Okay.
The offtake agreement is in 2 parts. ECG signed PPA na which is the power purchase agreement now also Ministry of Finance the guarantee no e ka ho se de be ya se when tua aban bitua se ECG entua aban bitua. So already NASA companies in ya signed 2,716 megawatts before Dr. Ebeye minister no munyina no mukrikra sa guarantees no. For me, Dr. Ebeye minister also signed GPGC June 2015.
Okay.
Or signed AXA 2015 and or signed Cat Power.
Okay.
Any Marinos in his tenure or signed
Marinos.
Marinos was signed November 2015.
Enye na side in cramented.
Well, in the ABI, say the overhead, you know, correct here. In the report, and I'm picking this from the people.
Maybe almost sign a presidency, abra.
No, my main difference, then, as a minister at that time, the only ones he was responsible in signing was the emergency powers.
Okay.
All the normal purchasing power agreement was signed by ECG.
Okay.
It's ECG that does the normal power purchase agreement.
Okay.
Then when there was in need, say Dr. Abba, me person minya power immediately. Emergency powers, no. The president gave him the power. Said, look, you can go out and use the emergency powers to sign the power purchase agreement. So or sign GPGC and the emergency and the AXA and the emergency.
Okay.
And no special powers. Now, after also Dr. Cole resigning December 2015, and I signed early power September 2016, ASG April 2016, Cox Energy February 2016, and it's a total of 1,031. Enti say the Sudono ebo minister nko enye because technocrats who sat at the ECG office signed these PPAs. Though the government would have been aware because anytime the ECG people are working, they are doing it in tandem with the Ministry of Energy. But when you do acquire politics. But the technocrats also did not help the ministers. Now, time one, who say yasin sign PPAs na go drum pempen subi no, and no na ene akofasa excess capacity na bana akofa ntokwa na ba.
Okay.
Because all share asemo a yenua no ma omo aba mu na e kana omo say at the contract is GPGC a bad contract no na ye wo excess capacity and na wo kosan ye na hia. But like I'm saying no, ministry at the time no, we were 2,760 sitting at the ECG office, which they did not advise the minister. So, we should spread the blame. The blame goes to the government, yes. But technocrats who are still serving at ECGs and Energy Commission should also take some of the blame.
Okay.
Because Abeya year 170 million, no. Why need
okay.
Gonna phone you so,
but are you saying, Senator, at the time, Minister, no, sign it. We know now we are aware of that.
It's in Pacho a narrative, a view of what Bontia be a saying a woman. Okay. Contract be what the kind of effective date.
Okay.
And yet 20 NDC nko uko ECG a contract bebre ma negotiate bebre anya adwumada and a contract bia elapse contract bia so effective date said your board yam say me kra minti din na da no ECG senye asem emergency ko mu a ECG omo a commercial entity omo negotiate nemum ECG nko entimi because every contract here government support consent and support agreement and actually near done no to put call option here and I'm saying here anti sa idea no parliament nko na etimi mahu to me
okay
and now answer the Baba Parliament so ja ko cabinet na cabinet approve and to ko sign BB eho and am giri say your biggest challenge you know what ECG in fact Attorney General kra advice say ma me kra no minister ma me sign contract na me initially e ko cabinet wie na na Parliament approve a
na sign
yeah final you know because Parliament approve kra ye the Minister of Finance provided the appropriate instrument.
Edit
so and on the manu aye effective. And in conditions precedent and conditions subsequent. And it say ECG, me fan say I call that draft.
Okay.
Working paper. ECG no be yen sheye na go through process ni nyina
and then binding on Ghana government.
And binding.
Okay.
That is the challenge.
Doctor, Mami explaining akra. Committee no. Sir, information ni nyina no. Every committee or
Mr. Wo the committee assemble ba ma menka bibi na mentwem adwenko so.
And in any case a committee be
committee on review of power purchase agreement.
They almost say ahen
MPP for no buy
that committee no was set up inaugurated in September 2016.
Mr. Sa committee asemi eno another misinformation.
Sawo ho.
Ane. Committee emra ye load shedding officially end of 2015 officially. And in 2016, I mean my free office. And buying say the whole energy sector no. Yenti committee be. Omani World Bank committee is near me no until I'm passage me to me butcher no. Omani World Bank near ye. Na yenhwe energy sector ni nyina. Okay. Eno na John Jinapo then deputy chair no.
Okay.
That was one committee. And na energy commission nkasa no wo hwe emremu a omo act I think 541 essay omo na advise minister on perspective planning and energy commission nso say ya wie low shedding tem bia so omo ma 3-year 5-year plan ahead enti yen hwe die wo nyina ne
situation
ye kweyenim ne ebe na sa committee no aye ka no mabisa say signed copy of that committee report no obi ehun bi da
me wo enu na me crack copy
they then on the
sign pacho mami hwam sign
sign mami me list ni sisi a
enya
list of the committee members
committee members enya list of
but we are aware of sa secretary
committee members
Dr. Pacho America sir
doctor mami yechem kakra pacho
members
no so na be o ma sheda no mo person be ma sign copy
mami yechem minim denti America sir sa say me menkanda sa say me menkanda be biada sa committee no enya ahenkrakra na eche start here
me
this rope.
What a man in Genesis, we are no abadi no so. Na one and na
na makelopam.
Ono your director of ministry one.
At that time no 2016 on chief executive director energy commission.
Okay.
At that time on 2016 na ye kan no na hinkra na ye me director no that's ministry as director PPME. Ono me buy no me ba no me na me di ahinkra efi energy commission eba ministry so me boa me as director PPME tie ni yo. And Michael Opam echo ho as acting
director.
Executive secretary. Ewo ho. Na sa committee no omo ye adwuma duru baabi e na aban esesan ye. Tie ni ye o. Aban sesan ye. Committee members no report draft na ye draft no ma ye no na Ghana Power Generating Company enka ho.
Omo nka formation of the committee
no be na nka omo draft report no
but no omo wo committee no so
committee wo no say IPP's ni agreements a committee no hwe no na eno enka ho tie ni ye
okay
enti aban se sign and Dr. Henkura sign call back
to them
to energy commission and no take you over at that time Michael Opam ensu free ho ebe year advisor back to ministry of Ministry of Energy that and no call ho into ono ba back and Henkura
call energy commission
tie ni enti draft report na ewo ho at that time no Ghana Power Generating Company enka omo draft report no
okay
somehow somebody added Ghana another session into that committee no
na signed
entina me bisa say me pe copy
signed
committee members no refuse to sign because final product
I captured in their minutes say refuse to sign
refuse to sign that report because that was not their report
okay
entina me say committee bia ye adwuma wi report no ni hard copy no all the members sign
okay
enuntina me bisa say obi enchire me copy all members no
okay doctor mama check as
reinforce the mekan no o kan panel no report paragraph 47
ba we need panel report no ha
oh e wo me
Ufonso
arbitration panel no report no
170 million arbitration panel no okay
oko paragraph 479
I think I know they have it
now oko paragraph 490 almost omu bisa for the full report obi am for full report no am
they gave them a redacted version
precisely
there's a reason for that
what arbitration sika kesi
na ya se for report bra
me pacho but the committee was formed in September 2016
okay
headed by the then head of GRICO okay the committee was formed inaugurated by the committee no a government document the committee was inaugurated by the chief director of the ministry in September 2016 chaired by the director of GRICO at the MD of GRICO at the time they started their work their work now when there was change of government Honorable Ejakun changed the chairmanship of the committee and also expanded the scope listen to this the minister because the minister he changed the chairman to Ahenkra because the committee now was sitting at the ministry. At the energy commission not at the ministry before when it first started this committee was mostly CEOs and members and I can list the members of the committee Doctor when they finish Joy Tete Ministry of Energy Joseph Asansu Ministry of Energy William Sam Apia Ministry of Energy Mark Ban Ghana Great Company Anthony Blobo Energy Commission, Solomon Sapon, Energy Commission, Grace Opon, Attorney General Department, Amali Amatefio, Ministry of Finance, Solomon Ejay, Ministry of Energy, Hawa T. Ejay, Ministry of Energy, Leonardo Lamte, Ministry of Energy, Richard Agbotami, Ministry of Energy, Siriam Adabla, Ministry of Energy, Anita Loko, Ministry of Energy, Ebenezer Baden, Electricity Company of Ghana, Sefas Gali, ECG, Amanu Kadie, ECG. These are the members of the committee. And
wait a minute, so the expanded one.
Yes, a new committee.
This is a new committee. Thank you. Okay. So when
do you have the old members? No.
Okay, look,
and I the same people.
As per the report, the report says that they were inaugurated in September 2016.
Okay.
And at the end of the report, these are the members.
Okay.
Now, what I am privy to is that when the committee started in September 2016, as my brother is saying,
National Chairman.
Okay. The chairman was changed by Ejaku. But let's not
just the chairman.
But let me, what by input from this report I was trying to explain is that ECG signed a lot of MOUs. This report, they did not consider any MOU. The only thing this report considered was signed PPAs.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
An MOU, they can discuss with ECG and have an MOU. I have a company called Small Hydro Development Company. We're developing Ankobra.
Okay.
To put a dam on Ankobra.
Hydro dam.
Small mini hydro. I had an MOU in 2015.
Okay.
It's an MOU. After a year,
after
some time, it expires. Okay, you know, boy, because cancel over 40. Most of them were MOUs.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't PPAs.
Okay.
This document only captures 17 PPAs. Those that have various commitments from government.
Okay.
Either the put call option or the government support. Prof, a document again, I'm here. The document was made by. So all these 2,716 megawatt power had agreements at every stage. Not almost some level of government.
Binding on government.
Binding on government. So they couldn't terminate. That is why OSHA report.
Let me put this on record.
I'm
just saying this. Then you can. I dispute that.
You dispute this one?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
They had binding contracts with government.
Okay, well,
I just want.
Okay, hold on. Let me go forward. Let me go a step further.
But binding
I'm going to tell you the why is binding.
Was said the committee in reports on car say no more contracts a committee.
Okay, let's go to Marinos. Let's use Jacobson. Okay, Jacobson was signed.
I'm quoting from him.
I'm quoting
report,
from. Yes.
Okay. On citation of the report.
Yeah, reports. Reports. From there to say any report of committee to review power purchase agreement of Electricity Company of Ghana.
Okay.
Okay. Now, at every point in time, they have been given a certain level of commitment which they couldn't cancel. Okay. Now, if you look at Rotan Power, 23rd December 2014.
Okay.
Let's go to Rotan. Rotan was signed for 634 megawatts. It was signed before Dr. became minister. Listen to what the committee said. It says that high capacity but low tariff plant required to defer due to availability of cheaper AXA plant, which is committed project ready to run and more expensive. Early power project, which is also committed project with high cost of termination. Based on 2018-2030 demand supply balance of tariff rank, it is estimated contributing more of excess capacity. Now, I'll go on to say, however, due to the fact that it is COD comes at the time when fast committed projects are online, some deferment is recommended. It is recommended that the project is deferred by 3 years and comes online in 2023.
Okay, the cancellation.
You couldn't guess, but the reason that this thing was signed in 2014 and the committee couldn't recommend it for cancellation because it have a certain level of commitment from government.
Okay.
The committee, is separated.
But the report didn't say though.
Hold on. The committee separated the report, the PPAs into two. Committed projects and candidate projects.
Okay.
Committed projects, all these companies had a certain level of commitment from government. So the 2,716 megawatts before Prof. Doctor was appointed had government commitments.
Okay.
Agreement signed and government commitment because none of these the committee recommended see in trouble.
Okay.
All the ones are Macan, Sempower, Jacobson, Amandi, Astro Power, Crisport Hydro, Rotan, and Car Power. They all before Doctor was appointed had a certain level of government commitment.
Until then, I know Mayako another place. Doc, me ma wabem says here. I know Mayako another place which is that dear na ye reja kuhu ya ema or cancel contract back what you say yenya judgment. Me ba o me pese doc bem. Until cancel me ma wabem so because me here to explain to us a dear na ma judgment debt arise in a contract. Nipa me no atena se ye hia kanea. So you betimi ano aka ne ani bia ma ye no a conditions dey obeto ye nto obeto in this period obetu say nti e den ana itumi ma judgment debt arise me pese odi how a court no e ma judgment because here start program na me share that koye history be about say the President Kufuor time it a judgment debt contract that President Rawlings sign here construction pioneers say that President Kufuor omutwa mu President Mills ba ye contract na President Kufuor ma committee a omutwa mu ye nya judgment debt Professor President Mahama Kwade aduntie kofa judgment debt commissioner okay justice support e mo no kwa be kasa ye create loot and share nti judgment debt asem akoso a ni nyina Ghana fosika e na kodim nti doc my member because uka say u dispute the opening card the committee level
enna menjina so eye mienu miensa the edikan en say me challenge obia say sa committee report ya yesi committee report yemma me copy yenkyere me copy a committee members ni nyina sign
okay
there is always a way committee mu wie adwuma members ni nyina assign and now the media support to no kra no say omko arbitration no
yebusa omo
sa copy no omo anya
ade na ugidi so omo anya
because such a report our members nyina assign anyhow kai say isi
but no na what na energy ministry say members nyina assign ya does it in any way invalidate
yes,
report
yes,
it does
yes you cannot because any signed report
how about if signed by chairperson also
no nkwa enye enough
okay
at least what I know at the ministry say members ni nyina assign nature so mu nyina de ensa atim so enonti ena me go to 479 and 490 of panel report no until they even throw doubt because ahenkra no mu bisa no in 490 no no anya sure of that report
sir and it was tendered in evidence of course
me say you know mama paragraph 490
okay o say me say document but person me just say that document was it tendered in evidence at arbitration
and no mu bisa for the full report signed no ya ma wo ka say e mo redacted no
okay in the court no rejected redacted copy
precisely in the agree judgment paragraph 490 that is the effect tio and I mean we Pokua so kasa no o say ajako ora ajako mbaye no committee no was esesa terms tio
good
enti energy commission e omo adwuma so ombehwe anim ena omo ahye adwuma bia ase na omo ye na aban asesa ena obi aba ena osesa committee munwie madwuma na mo terms of reference no masesa no medinipa bi kura be ka ho enti ukumi nko use say the 2016 no enwa because committee na asesa
okay
so committee na asesa esesa ye kura
but does it change omo fapem enyina so om de share committee na so objective a ye de ma om 2016 September
the chief director na inaugurated committee when there are ministers because internal to energy commission
okay
omo adwuma
nti wo pa che say ye rejako decision na o take ye na ye say bibia na
oye minister why exercise no executive say committee no masesa committee no omo terms kura masesa no ho ene e di Ghana power generating company that is all I want to
okay
until the initial one draft no yeah sako na nka ho
okay
until
ade na nka ho ade na manfa nka ho wasn't it a matter of interest for committee na
no committee no me said they didn't make any recommendation say you terminate the original committee no
okay
did not make that recommendation Ajakuba say on terms of reference no e di nipa be kan ho no enti aban we ena de kan ho
okay but me expert who energy expert
say me a student of energy policy
who the wa be
you misuse expert no
there be having even sat at the ministry no he qualifies you as an expert e wo ho no but me puta say committee no first additional company no de kan ho no agreement na wo ka say Jacob expanding no what review omo report na reasonable ana to asumu although Jacob na de be kan ho but wo hwe the terms nyina so am de sign a contract na committee report om de amana to asumu ana
assuming with that admitting say sa report no sa na omo kan ya ento asumu
and why
e dey enti na ento asumu sa company we no the tariff no and the lowest of all the emergency plans. And no achi any be sign early power. Early power me negotiated drafts ni na as I design my free office near we be there na can say the call parliament.
Okay.
Enti me free ho no 2016 and the call parliament. Say me nua Jaako ni aban foforo baaye no. Omo say your excess capacity. Your SS capacity and so 27th April 2017 your president Kokate sold for early power.
Oh okay. Okay.
Meanwhile, sa particular way no. Mesre nipa and a titular attorney general say man njije.
Man njije
the a massa as particular company we no me Ghana ni me consider me hon a statesman me consider say Ghana no hia me chen NDC a me member no enti ensem bi wo ho a emmoa Ghana enti me yenka
okay
no mu pushi a nienti a yetwa sa contract mu ommeme aka
the enti a omu twa
contract we mu no omu pushi a ombeme aka
say say won say Ejako ka say e cost ono de ni interest na e sika na
say e cost this one had the cheapest tariff of all the emergency power plants.
How do you come by that conclusion?
Memorandum of medical parliament no
and now kutai
and no 4 cents per
we no mo give 4 cents
total capacity charge no
4 cents per kilowatt okay
and only
and no more comparison no mo give say averagely
for example AXA 4.5 at the time car power 5.6 same power 5.04 Senate 4.05
okay and we get
Senate so mamenka Senate ho asem Senate Yewurakufuom empress no de baaye
okay
and then na dey also no plant no
ban okay
enti omunya omu issues and a Senate etoye
okay
and yes send no to Senate enti
okay
enti this one had and apart from tariff no this one had the shortest duration in fear 9
okay
and in fear num said the SR committee no
report no can okay
in fear 9
okay
4 years
okay
enti eno wo ho and this was the only agreement na here financial security from government
Do no more on their own.
And there was no standby LC, there was no government consent and support agreement, and there was no pool call option.
Okay.
Okay. TNU.
Okay.
And it is a basse.
Ye
tremua anka enye eno. But enyes se would do mine me do.
What do you think say be a Jako interest? Because me we Jako letter no ha.
Afia push me.
Me brother be kasa answer ma be mo.
Yeah, obeba mo answer.
But ma me nka ayi ba ko an o kan ya na me parka. Se contractor ayi ye de call parliament approve ye ni. Me den so say lawyer penyi eti ha. Ohwe page 15 effective date and terms. And term options. 15 kind 2. Subject to the provision of clause 25 of this agreement shall have a term commencing on the signature date and continue until 48 months after the full commercial operation date. T. The term shall be a guaranteed period, and in event this EPA is terminated in accordance with the provisions thereof prior to the scheduled expiration date as a result of the default of any of the parties, the party not responsible for the default may proceed in accordance with clause 25 of this agreement.
Okay.
But more importantly, the performance of obligations of the parties under this agreement is subject to the prior fulfillment or waiver of the following conditions precedent.
Okay.
GOG, your conditions precedent, and saying ratification of this agreement by Parliament of Ghana.
And then asudi that Ghana binds to say be rectify.
Yeah, rectify and yeah effective. Agreement okay. Effective, okay. And that comes back to the contention
committee level, no?
Say which are the PPEs. Binding on us.
Okay.
2, the government of Ghana haven't obtained parliamentary approval for the required tax exemptions. 3, government of Ghana indicating its satisfaction with the state of GPGC plans, such satisfaction not to be unreasonably withheld. And 4, the government of Ghana haven't provided unimpeded access to a site for the GPGC equipment.
Okay.
And a GP, we most conditions, and so GPGC shall at its own expense test samples of the natural gas to be provided by GOG to confirm whether or not they meet the minimum quality specifications. GPGC shall communicate to government of Ghana in writing the suitability or otherwise of the site.
Okay.
GPGC haven't provided to government of Ghana a copy of the maintenance records of the GPGC plan.
Okay.
Until we are on the
condition precedent. Okay.
Until the conditions precedent and fulfilled that. I don't count it. It's still a draft agreement.
Okay.
At least me a layman.
Okay.
Minko suyamra.
Okay. Doc, me lawyer no na lawyer ni nche a council. Mpacho chemu che the ebema contract because me wo yero abuache jako letter na o terminate ye no or the managing director GPGC Limited Puma Energy the no address ya there emergency power purchase agreement between government of Ghana and GPGC Limited termination notice and yero abuache jako chiro komo say I refer to the emergency power agreement executed on June 3rd 2015 between GPGC Limited and the government of Ghana represented by the SWAL Ministry of Power for the provision of fast-track 107 megawatts ISO installed capacity of power, including the provision of operations, maintenance, and technical services, the construction of a transmission line, auto transformer, and the financing insurance of a power plant for a period of 4 years project. As you well know, this agreement was executed during the power crisis as an emergency power project. The term of the agreement commences from the signature date until 48 days after the commercial operation date. In accordance with the terms on...
it should be 48 months.
Okay, until 48 days after the commercial operation date. In accordance with the terms and conditions of the agreement should have become effective on 3rd August 2015, except the parties mutually extend the period for the fulfillment of the conditions precedent to the effectiveness of the agreement, which is what we can condition precedent. No? Following a review of the agreement and the project, we note that the parties have not mutually extended the period for the fulfillment of the conditions precedent. We also note that the date GPGC has not reached financial close nor achieved full commercial operation date, primarily because of the preconditions precedent. This is Yere Jako letter, no? Second page of the letter. Second page of the letter, no, Yere Jako. But basically, Ochem the entire Omo Achem, no. Or say Section 11 of the Energy Commission Act 1997, Act 541 also provides that except as expressly exempted under the Act, a person shall not, unless authorized to do so by the license granted under this Act, engage in the business commercial activity for the transmission, whole or in sole supply distribution as a sole electricity or natural gas. And that was the section now on about can say omunya license now they cannot operate. But said another can license also the condition, the responsibility was on government of Ghana mum so buy a license na ama company not assist. On the company. It is a company in ya liability no cannot be on company they say we breaching.
Menu aba misro.
Now
they will kind na me pa correct no.
But where minister letter so can we correct it?
Minister letter errors womb but ebia na so koka 48 days, contract is 48 months. But that may be the term to be immaterial. But the obligation of government was to facilitate, to assist them. And and one and me park. And necessary hours to us to assist them.
Okay.
And one and
council. Why this judgment date when you buy contract the money mabrimo will be breaching contract in church in this issue.
You made us say Michia Agafuna.
Oh, Madassa so.
Mayam Koyamfa Nasia Kura and build it. A simple issue of a contract. A contract no between Nipa Mienu or for you or for all. Bakubeya offer, Bakwajiatum, na abeya agreement.
Okay.
Na agreement say be binding no. Was a elements be become more intentions say be binding. And I Nipa Mienu no more year form contract no or more capacities or more. In this case, once a power generating agreement on behalf of the government of Ghana, they all providing also yet someone outside. No, the capacity will be say the relevant minister. No, na cabinet assume na cabinet ama the was some them na fi so ya call parliament na parliament no are ratify. So na fi the last one year consideration sika. About the abenya afrim say dem for we nyina beka ebo ano a na contract no esi say ye nyanya sa contract ni via contract bia no ye mu terms ye wo say we be ye we be ye we enfaso ebeba nie ebeko say ebeba say na face say obi am for fulfilling a part na e wo say otua ho damages. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a contract. Some akoto car. Na car no enye adwuma. Car me koto say car na be ye adwuma. Na car na enye adwuma no. There are two things. Either say me twa contract nim because car na enye adwuma. Ana meka say won fixing the car no. Na emum enho ka no untua. Na afi wasa waste me time no untua. These are the two issues.
Okay.
Into once when to me and fulfill your part no there. Contract no will be tua ho the fact say when to me and fulfill.
I see.
So that's the basics of it. And a comma judgment debt no.
Eba. Okay. Council, in the case of where the Ayakokunya judgment debt 170 million. Although we usher all the judgment debts, I'm say we cry one of the judgment debts is Swakra. Yet your judgment debt akese you busu tia. And na finance minister no call parliament be say last year no okase. Ya garnish Ghana government accounts. Nti judgment debt in bebre ho no ma esuro po say be kase ye ntia. Omo te dada e wa aburochire ho. Yesu cry o mate. Nti eno eye den na no bam. For instance, in this recent one omo ko arbitration committee no maybe omo agree. First of all, share arbitration e yinim no. eh then na yetumi ko arbitration wa bro say dey Ghana for no mutie no so beti ase say ye Ghana case na ye di e wa abroche
okay we are say say wo ye contract ja say mu nyina madwen akobe nkrom no e na ye contract no na ye de na dance die agun krata so ne atro na ye de enhya asase nti paper no the evidence of the contract of Mutibua madwen akobe nkrom no paper no na evidence of that okay now say mutual sa agreement no ayana most of the time I will say what they shame say I have a provisional clause shame say
manson ba
ye be court a manson ba ye be ha now for energy agreements no and energy agreements no they prefer say ye be shame say asimsi a ye be arbitration ye court. In fact, almost all international agreements, no, say arbitration here in court. If you say arbitration, no, I am not improbable and yet adversarial. Adversarial, just say, yeah, kokuntokwa. But arbitration, no, yeah, idea some jebeba, no, be a who be ojina, na peace aba, na face so yeah, transparency will be any to him. Into shares arbitration we are. Omo de omasem koye no omo fa omo habita
yeah
Ghana so yes fa habita nti hwe a say professor Fiajo din abem first cry no na nkoye kojo benti enchi na me fa the crazy yi e na o ma pa yi so ntimi mba e na yesan akotu professor Fiajo e na ye wo middle man na oginam nti nipa miensa no omo nya behwem a obia enye bias obia hwem enu nti na ye omo prefer arbitration and nti so ka say ye court I think you issue rate. Near file technicalities be na 2 days to do this, 7 days to do that. Na fi na check na ya ko jina no lawyer so ko jina ni atwe man so din na sem na check. Arbitration no focus here speed, timeous delivery, transparency.
Okay.
And success of the arbitration.
Which means say era afeda gbesi wo yo medie no. Eno na arbitration nimti na adane court o matwe man so abeti na emebo a.
Eno no nye say contract na esi ye no aye sign ye no
e
ho asɛminti ye nsan we ye say no de ye si contract bia ni ho
okay
aba ya po abeji sika wo si contract abra na contract ni ti edu akokɔ se ye kwaji sika afi kra criminal sen kra wom ana criminal no o want me establish your case and a civil no yira Martin Amedu e de court Supreme Court e kwaji to wo crimes ye criminal na say wo de ka nti fe sika mai nti say ye debt collection no enemu atwea ba no so amake sure za atwemu ye de call Rwanda ne de call Pokua ne de call and akodi city that's the difference but when ye gitum say no contract e ho asemaba in na himfa ne yenko two things forum court a de call and arbitration center de call as a forum and I feel so ye ko du ha hwan mra
ne ye de
adwuma ye beka wo
conflict of laws abem
it is these two things I was say ba
but ni nyina omu parties ni nyina gitum wo contract nim
say contract na ye Africa na ye draft na ye exchange say no obia the provision abesha ha okay gitum say ye kwa ye the Ghanaian law na bekasa and ye the English law na bekasa and ye the civil law I say European law na de kasa ya giatum and I feel so say bibi ba yenkwa ha ana yenkwa ha so only friends say Chinese government ye on gitum say asemba yen fam ko Ghana me so me gitum say yenko China it by your arbitration centers are establishing be its laws it be a France it be we say the United Nations assisted and a commission set up for such arbitration for trade into your coha you so be a dream pifi and you so set up for criminal matters and they say the Liberian former president and they said the Hague into way arbitration center near you choose okay BBC at that time BBNC ye they are just to say ahani ebeko ye call so emre de beka na eni okay shame na face ya dia ba say bibi a be ma ya terminate agreement no
enie
ni nyina shemansa
okay
I agree
okay
into ye no NC a ye ntimi terminate agreement
okay
into what o
say o ma judgment that etia Ghana na che say ampa say Ghana etia agreement ye ne a company ni say ne nti no ma je etia nti we ya yira go feda me say almost akọ hwehwem no ye kọ hwehwe dem
Godfrey Dami asema me tee say o kan say or say ya sign PPAs power purchase agreements bebre. In fact, me try tie a clip o man penida da President Mahama, His Excellency. E kan say no address parliament. O ka say ya power purchase agreements bebre na e de asudie bi be baye so. Inti yem power committee nye hwehwem.
That's the committee I ever poku no kan wasem.
Na we can say correction we nko an o.
Ni nyina.
Okay. Which means yasinsan bebre. Inti the fact was that yasinsan bebre.
Okay.
Inti we will have excess power.
Okay.
Eno yetimi fanye
argument. Okay. Council no mom de enya e energy for no question say e be dey na yenim say ye sinsan bebre ye benya excess power. E dey na ye higher ho san ko san na yakobo ho ka. Cause yes san ya see yenim say we be ma 200 megawatts. We be ma ahe Ghana ye nyina capacity say ye about 5000 megawatts. Ye yenim say ye demand say 3000 megawatts. Ni egusu san ya kosai ne be 1 million megawatts. That should be causing financial loss to the state.
And no, and now go for them. It is or case or behishim at the frontier. Yes, in Sanko.
Okay.
But yes, agreement with you. Would the Emranu Shumwa now call arbitration center now call tribunal now you share arbitration one. I na award no a final.
So
a final.
And then almost uncle court.
And nothing I and go for prefer arbitration. Most of the petroleum contract energy, they prefer even project finance, big contracts, EAC hospital, and they prefer arbitration. Because you person a between some lawyers.
Arbitration is see.
The only reason why we bet me aye bibia found is a very narrow. I had center no any jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because baby a court normal court the corner court in jurisdiction na bibi a wire fa hu bia na emugu nti either say no only jurisdiction ana say wan fa mra na anye adwuma.
Okay. Nti we ya court no after arbitration committee na ye na adwuma wie no ne kwan so say court ana ya san ko bo man ka cause financial loss say court.
Oh hono de say I said bro you say you are throwing your last dice to see the basi.
But one na o say ye call arbitration a final.
Precisely.
And parties now mo sign agreement. Bunya mo di to mu say ye be call arbitration san ya call.
Exactly.
Nti say arbitration am a final decision say ya boka say ya cancel contract enya ne kwan so say ye cancel contract na ye compare dem court o.
And I make her say
aboa no be wo opre.
Don't say aboa no be wo opre. Because
I'm giving my legal analysis of it.
So no so can answer.
So
that's all no can answer.
Because who now can
you'll be at me because
oh them say we can say dog say.
But
council one now can you say
comment na me man. Now as I make na who my political commentary alongside.
Matuas minua.
Now watch me rap politics.
Matuas.
Base my power that's not the reason why okay say me
but lawyer the okay very important.
Exactly, because
it will be share that man start so share contract say the year no near there say. So what say your arbitration your final. That's arbitration my final decision say ya boka. Ya cancel contract abra ye ni kwan say ya cancel contract. Ya compare then wo court ya san ko boka wo court ya de cost asenti aye.
From a legal point of view.
Ya san gu enu man say cry say reason cry dey ba ho dey which say mwada na assess say mo say elections mo say covid na covid ne say nya Ghana nko na ba he nti compare them ho.
From a legal point of view so we nya any judgment net say ya so he say we betimi bibia afa ho still
okay
into the legal position that it is final and no just say e buy no one timi hwe as a lawyer no one timi hwe say wo last straw bia we betimi aye and say ne ye call Supreme Court the Supreme Court ye court bad time e ma decision no one no on so ye ntimi nko appeal do be say I said here na ye co review as lawyers
okay
it also here who say
and no say allowed in law
regional court Supreme Court and na court ne car say let my vote say face Ghana for no asem no me buy no ya na court to cry na 10 days is what in just we can say omejaba court cry no there's nothing barring them
okay
and me nua osan ati omo asore be ma je no asore so oh be yes sir na say afi no ma adwia san atwe agina and omo say ko to agina Ekwadwin ho asan be mad former one na.
Okay.
And as a lawyer there at each time Kasana, you are still trying to get one last throw of the dice to see say ebekosi anasi. Inti eno mutimi nka say eno no so kra so ye cause financial loss. And then from what I know, UK former Prime Minister Afia, right? Ebeka said they may be able to adduce some arguments for the extension. Okay. Now, a few days to the deadline, no, and so Ebeka said, "Oh, you heard documents in na the legal points and uncle raise no,
Okay. Okay.
Because you have always been instructed by your lawyers.
Okay.
You see, and I'm for another counsel.
Okay.
Right, because Afia father there
also over. Sorry, what issue say you attorney general you want the deputy governor modo you governor me say at the time I'm cancel agreement so na you no attorney general to be fair to him but no ministry
no ministry.
Oh na governor me deputy or deputy AG.
Debi no omunya amraso.
Already Jaco time cancel contract no.
Oh okay fair. Yeah, okay yeah fair.
The agreement they say governor me wo ho de e na e ka ba governor should be personally liable. Sa kana Ghana government abono but me for you. Onene nyadwe. Okay. Onene nyadwe. Okay. Me ko yera member also be because council me san ba also because me person share agreement na minister na sign here no. Na yen share honorable document yen hwe say enyina so na ye reja ko gina so na o de cancel ye no. E reasonable in law ana emremu no eto asumu ana.
All right.
Na mpese o hwe ho no e man ti document no ho no obekase member also because o ka say nkan ko we nyina ye sika akwa ko
me develop a story no from nimfitias here.
Okay.
Na both sides not to mo ase we say dem enwa lawyer kan honorable governor da me say yen ko hwe agreement ya sign bebre no eno no peso ko hwehwem enti o audience no e be say mo ti ase so say sa agreement we no na aban na honorable na obey minister woman and second honorable minister no that government na committing who to over 2,700 megawatts of power and now honorable ka say oh there be ebia na agreement binding and but me my document be no chira wa ha Jacobson which is 2012 this is what it reads
paper we are part of which document
report now the committee report you see mamika sembako me patcho mamika sembako bitie say obia person discredits that report now it becomes a problematic when the committee's report and they recommended the termination of GCGP GPGC based on the fact say two things. One, it has been signed and placed in an area it uses gas okay but a waterman enti say ube use tamano the availability of gas and waterman and yet readily available in the gas no one plant in BC watching.
Now when almost sign agreement no money say
there be and hono ye beba ho but in BC be jump almost sign agreement no almost promise asase
one promise asase
government when the agreement was signed honorable mo promise asase ye be boa mo age permit asase mo promise wo mo no na e takrade sa takrade asase no o ma nya ama wo mo for all the reasons o share o kind arbitration na they went back and forth ministry no aban yanka aban nya asase no takrade amomo is in the arbitration document and say ye benya bi amo tema VRE for asase and a VRE for has omo bon asase a VRE di koma awo no so na ho wasem no so omo ye ya ekowi akire around January and GPGC for na say there be December and a GPG for na say some aban na my asase a already no ye the machine ni free Italy aba enti yen ye beto yasase and a GPGC for na koto basase enti if somebody wants to now put blame on o sign contract no o ka so be masase want to me amasase Emma company ni ku pie tama tama no ku pie no already now West African gas pipeline and eba and you reliable gas ni bibre no ejina takrade into ku pie tama no he is at disadvantage with fuel security.
Okay.
So that was one of the reasons committee needed so EDC and French. Two, or say a planter So who share the cost in terminating na. So ujinasona or yini na 4 years na. You bet you 96 million in excess capacity. Uno negotiate ubetumi atria $18 million.
Okay.
Now what terminating. Those were the scenarios in the committee.
They use agreement.
No, in the committee's report.
Okay.
They use all these started with the committee. Now we dispute, you know.
Yes.
The committee used
always keep that in mind.
The committee that you dispute. The committee in this report used may. Every suggestion they did was a recommendation to government that you may exercise this and do this. These people have this. If you want to terminate, you may terminate, but you have to pay 80 million. Almost year companies be also terminate. Total of $57 million as termination cost.
Okay.
But the savings, no, o share the almost year. So savings now. Ever have. Say unyusu womo na say ube terminate womo na savings a obenya no eni ASG omo ye 235 megawatts Crisport Hydro 350 megawatts GPGC 104 megawatts so o terminate womo a o cost incurred 57 million. But utwemu nyina obeka obeboy 57 million to come out on the contract.
Okay.
But if one twemu a eno no me time me ya kire is very huge amount. So it was a recommendation.
Okay.
So if we dispute the report, then it becomes difficult because by your committee in the report and they call cabinet.
Okay.
And a cabinet and the attorney general.
Okay.
And attorney general so your recommendation minister.
Okay.
So if we start
responsibility no minister because committee no only statutory power
no or recommendation say me. And you no ka say $18 million. You try more. You between no man negotiate. You try 80 million.
But the person me tia say agreement na honorable say omo the call parliament. It make keep provision say ye twemu a charges say
every agreement has a get out of jail clause. Okay. This agreement has its own. Okay, it says if there should be a mutual termination, which Dr. Between Boy, work stipulations are terminating. But at that point, you know, Sanka me I'm against, and we'll get there. I have problems with how it was cancelled. After it was cancelled, Attorney General report by August. Honorable Jacob February August 2017, and Attorney General opinion by to cabinet.
Okay.
Honorable Jacob February 2018.
Before Attorney General report, after Attorney General.
After Attorney General by August 2017.
And then Jacob letter in February 2018.
Within that time, no, the company was still having meetings with Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
They were still having meetings with Ministry of Energy. So it means that there was a break in communication even within the government. So I have problems with that. But before we get to that point and put the blame where it lies, no, let's also, like I said, Doctor, NDC, Moma contract, no, no. So then let's not make it look like we are holding that down.
Okay. Just say me for also do, but what the crowd, what they are starting free time, AG man report. Who's a contract nature say, or so mufa or munya manufi Italy neighbor. By the time I'm here, so to Tuabano, not already the government has set a committee to review agreement, said also. It is not a beca sa company now, Omoko for Mokot, Adena. Hona krano nkomobo amem
mesre wo eno very inaccurate statement our kan no enye accurate
time ben na company here so mo ba
na doctor say na originally committee ni form na GPG ka ho
yeah okay
apart from no sa energy committee omo internal committee initially omo established in 2016 no na agreement we ni assign in 2015 na my equipment ni na Ghana 2015
oh 2015 equipment ni Ghana
ai ne wo Ghana
arbitration na you
if you also arbitration in order na kasa about December
arbitration court so na sema o kan you
the machine came in December 2016
doc Mr. Wankasa
by which time na committee ni asset
cancel to go doc Wankasa 2015 na also company ni buy no who do any machines number because arbitration is saying something else and that is
The chronicle of events.
A binding document.
Case OBA making different.
We have report.
I remember report. There are inaccuracies in the report.
No, the arbitration report.
Arbitration report.
Arbitration
report.
Oh, but dog, what quote arbitration?
Yeah, 149. But you have 149.
What quote arbitration?
In the course of June 2015, a GOG team led by Mr. Francis Jatta, a technical advisor to the Minister of Power, Mr. Jatta, undertook a technical inspection of the power plants in Italy.
Yes.
And approved their use for the project. Work to dismantle. That is June 2015.
June 2015.
Yeah. That is when he took the technical advisor went to undertake a technical inspection of the power plants in Italy.
Okay.
And approved their use for the project. Work to dismantle the plants in Italy began in April 2016.
Oh, okay.
And they were shipped to Ghana in November 2016. Following the general election in the, so
it arrived in December
2016. Maybe I see dispute no say time committee no adwuma no na sa plan sa agreement we na my that was what I heard. No,
okay.
But dog, to say they want agree said the arbitration report in November.
Then I make arbitration report.
We almost shipping in November.
Let's say take a month. Yes. Then I say arbitration report. Errors can come in. It said duration of the contract. What kind of report? I say 5 years, but it wasn't 5 4. Until they can be.
But dog, I'm not saying yes. The arbitration report is a UN arbitration. And Columbia arbitration committee. United Nations Arbitration Committee. The report will be a public document.
Yes, a public document.
Admissible in any court.
Admissible, but however, I am saying, say, even in that, there can be an error.
Okay, there can.
Yes, and there is. For example, duration of the contract, 4 years, and 5 years.
Okay.
But signing at the end, and I won't challenge all these inaccuracies because they say public documents.
Oh, na say no makai matela haka agreement no so na kura mi Ebenezer Jakon letter no also 48 days, but then 48 days, 48 months. Letter will kind. Those things can happen. It may not take away from the substance.
Yeah, I don't think it goes to the root.
Yes. Okay. But those things can happen.
Okay. Okay.
Now, problem they say. Say the make no. Say what money panasasi over the period of 2015 for 18 good months from June 2015 to December 2016. Still no money panasasi. So clearly, no. Now, we sign agreement, no. You were not aiding the agreement. Agreement, no. Because what MJ permits amount. Mema was say for 18 months, no. Onje permits ni manipa no. 18 months, no. Oma nipa na sase. Now, what contract, no. Ewi actually nipa na ekoto na sase. Ewi actually no. When the committee no suppose they adopt a dispute, no. Etina se no. Omu notice say. As at the time of Motina no committee GPGC omuni even provisional license.
Okay.
Omuni be.
Which is not the company's fault.
It's not company's fault because provisional license the make company will be. It's a company like that our war machine or machine free Egypt abano. How free Italy abano. How a bit design or makoji sa come to me akoji and ke catch omo say money was some koji. Come akoji. Okay. But omo jinimu no omo say aban and also the mawo. Because contract jinimu no what you say una the mawo. There be okay.
The company no a misunderstanding the contract. They can't blame government for misunderstanding.
But and American say media sa contract na you try mo no. Say the American no. Ene meni nje ho enya me de efri say the how you handle here. Honorable governor Damia ka say obe investigate. By all means let's investigate it. But media you can see investigate here. You investigate the cancellation any nsonsoaya eto aso ba ye enye the signing.
Okay.
Signing ni de so do a ye de bebo honorable any in the government today. Yeah, they overdid it. Excess capacity, bro. Oshe Minister of Finance.
Why introduce excess capacity?
But I'll get there. Honorable. Excess capacity I can. Eya no be afu say you know. Me dey be amaka say. Untumi potokasem you can't eat your cake and eat it too. Say MPP are buying person or this to do bo NDC say omuna mismanage Ghana economy. Give them the credit that they solved them so.
Okay.
Because in solving them so they created an economical mess.
Okay.
That's what I say. Why am I saying that? Today, Minister of Finance called Parliament. I said, okay, or say from 2017 to 2020. 2020, okay. You shared $937.5 million in excess capacity charges. And it's true because my institute have cross-checked with Car Power. Car Power has received 347 million. AXA received 347.2 million.
No, don't dispute it. It's true. The fact
Car Power,
true.
Car Power has received 359. Car Power has received 359 million. Sun Power has received 231 million.
Total
amount of $937.5 million. $937 million. $937.5 million. You cheer to company no qua.
All these companies.
Now, Dr. Peso Kase, what am I mean? Dr. Peso Bank, Dr. Peso excess capacity assembly. Say you hear reserve margin. Time almost see plant, you know. Now almost yet forward thinking. Doctor, me tell you interview Joy. Mami can say. Mami can say. Say obiti ho osimi yes our power we nyina because person me ma vacuum power. Person me we nyina we nyina because person me export. Person me ma we nyina because person Ghana for any electricity no. Also odwene nyuma bi ho. Also odwene tariff because person export power it has to be affordable tariff. Export price 9 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay? Vacuum in here 3.5 cents and sign what you juma. Se o sign PPAs na the must sign nyina no document ne wa ha doctor bitumi ahwe e bia ni ho a less than 10 cents. All the PPAs are almost NDC sign here at the time. The bia ni ho a less than okay mama ka say mama mi check the mu ye wo in the tariff na utua no ye wo mu miensa ye wo what is called capacity charge. I don't know boy, you know. And I will fuel cost. Some machine or say the fuel can home. Into fuel no cost the become one. Now you what is called the non-fuel variable operating cost. And also become home. Now when your final cost.
Okay.
Into the obeka capacity charge, which is the capital recovery cost, you know. Say usi machine no, si kai say the mount den ete woka. And no na se nipa no wa anya adwuma e also the man no. And no capital recovery cost, which is called the capacity charge. Now, your fuel cost, or say the machine, or human fuel. Now, what is called the non-fuel variable operating cost. Nina, all the 15 or 16 PPAs, I mean, what hano, it be anywhere less than 10 cents. Dr. Peso Kacher say, Omo yes, I jumano to export. Export, 9 cents. So you can't export this power. Vacuum here 3.5 cents. You can't give Vacuum this power. Ain't you know what is the capacity for? It was to now Ghanaians to pay because any Ghana phone be here. What the akosumbo? 3 cents no. And export. What the akosumbo? And Vacuum. Now getting Ghana for no. Expensive power no. Ain't whichever way for me, there wasn't a strategy.
But Pokua, at the time I know more that say emergency power purchasing agreement. Ne ye ho cheye, ne ye ni kanea. Nti na aho cheye nti ne ye sign at these costs no.
Emergency ni nsape. Emergency ye Car Power, AXA and GPGC.
For America.
Now, when we are back
okay, Ameri, there be when you 4. 4. Ameri, Car Power, AXA, and GPGC are the only emergency powers. They are Kenyan, no, and I make us say, and Sana, Honorable Bay Minister Dimpono, now you sign with Bray. In Tinino, where just ordinary power purchase agreements are 9 years in sign. The fuel, very crucial component, would be for machine, the Mammy and Yama Hodino. Not your far fuel free Nigeria bar a cheaper than your gas, yet a free ENI for her. ENI gas was negotiated more than 10 cents per MMBTU. It was this government that negotiated it down to 6.08. Dr. Nimibwa Onka. Enti on to me negotiate high fuel costs. On to me negotiate higher prices in capacity charges and all these things. That one can say you intend to use that power for these things now all becano.
Okay, Doc.
Mr. My man started even with the fuel cost.
Okay.
Gas pricing, Okotu back compare. There were 3 gas fields.
Yes.
And selectively, no, Okoyi the highest. And all the argument. Jubilee gas, one can once.
Jubilee gas is
0.
It's free.
And one can once. 10 there, one can once. Okoyi to the highest one.
Because any take up.
Pacho mebo.
Any take up.
Mebo, Pacho meba. LNG, Amako sign, say take up.
Omako sign, me Mako sign.
Okay.
Omako sign.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Mr. Even ENI gas, we share agreement to know the initial price was provisional, subject to. So omuria, because Ghana was disputing the cost, and again, no more yanka technical difference we na achieve for NTRC. So we discover gas eba in 2 forms. So Jubilee and a 10 no, and a crude oil no, and a boom. Until what car bono, you take it from the crude. And we are 1. And now we discover gas a stand alone and non
associated and associated.
A couple of maybe an idea. And non qua dear a year and non quano. No bo I was through. A chain dear any crude no a buy. If you say the any crude no buy we see cabe year if crude no. The non qua gina no and one a bit yanica. And until now, we see baby no. Dear friend associated, and a Jubilee ne 10, and a non-associated no. Nebo enya ba.
Okay, enya ba ko.
Na minu e ko jo sheda. E no ko fa de no buo.
Na bi ba doctor na e take up.
Me ba ai eno de no buo e no de no ye na example ja de ne buo.
But doc arguments are not making say reasonable see be 10.
Me ba. A provisional.
Okay.
Both parties agree because we're disputing how much it will cost. And yes, provisionally, you know, with the World Bank, and the World Bank support to Ghana. Because World Bank a partial guarantee. And you agree, say, okay, so figure we. Now ye two ye any be hon the actual no near negotiate.
Okay.
And say you agree provisional no way. Na time ye no. A buy way na baso. Now as government is a continuum. Ojina so and negotiating now with known figures.
Never
for ma. Enye rocket science. Enye dia. Okay. Aha. Enti
Doc, about we can crab or abaso say 74 person de sobo ebo mo se mo negotiate agreement. I was say omo bo abaso say o solve dum so.
Kojo ye minua ye ni me ho. We may not always agree. And a lawyer for it we omo wonya me no kro mo the same chamber kra.
They disagree.
They disagree enti eno wo ho enye personal. Menwe ka say oka capacity charge ho asem. Oka say Oraken Oforiata eba parliament about last week. Say within 4 years, you know, ye tria $937.5 million. as excess capacity. I dispute the definition, but enocracy a TSS cano. Definition the bit me akon basically no for 4 years. And 4 years, no chemu enfie nan averagely no afibia $234 million any year. Good. ECG document we omo be share Committee of Mines and Energy. Be na otwe miensa ni koforudua. ECG eka say Ghana no your problems bi wo ho a esesanka enyina address. Enso enam ye politicking we don't address na abeye bibi abeye broni beka abatros e wo ye nyina ye kom. ECG document page 27 omo say 2020 nkoa ye will be a friend or omo de I just want to use their word because omo from their reserve margin. Okay. A big friend spending reserve names no doors me pay because me go to Afia document no me use the omo say 18% reserve margin. In fact, Energy Commission kura no 20%. Okay. But woma yomo de 18%. Enti yemfa omo de 18 no in 2020 nkoa no it amounted to 193.91 million. A year omo kan reserve margin. Na die woman no say wo hwe footballer ye bobola me kotokoni pa kotokoni Manchester we mi hwe nyi
and ochna ye wo game ye ne house of folk I be share house of folk
omo kan house of folk the whole world we see bia house of folk anwum the starting past tense arose the whole world enunko anwum starting past tense
It say has me you are. You are no.
Production team all your has
me papa professor most me find the currency. There be an am no. Me
has support.
But coming back into say ye 193 almost 200 million from 234 per year no. Senaka. We are talking about 34 million. Okay, if I say 40 million. Enti excess capacity, home propaganda ni ehunde de nyina. We are talking about under $40 million a year.
Is that amount factored into by PLC? I mean the 18%. Is it factored into PLC's computation?
Nothing America say. You know your problem. Okay. But enam your politics nunti. Yenhwe problem no nkasa address ni aye NDC MPP na problem no da ho country bia na make football nipa dubako and a football but every team is made up minimum 16 players. Because you hear 5 or 2 will be pra obi aye seni asesa no and so reserve margin we sa pepe next year so the afidie baako eko offer na we aba na system no operate seamlessly. Country bia no they have a way of treating this. Yeah dear no. PURC and factor way into it. Okay. And now ECG, omne custodians of the PPAs. Etina kano. And this was the presentation they were making to us. Some of us have always made this argument. But and I mean this MPP and person.
And only Ghana how
and Tisanka we almost 200 million if we the average of 234 a year no kind of for that abeka. We are talking of less than $40 million a year as excess capacity. Ya konkon aye hundede ama we see baby.
You no multiply by 4 na 160 million.
160
approximately.
Yeah.
Wait a year.
No, he's saying
40 now.
Until we free, sir, the end of 4 years, my boy.
Sir, dear,
40 million capacity.
He's saying, say reserve margin no cost no. We free more. Na ka 40 na. In 4 years, no anka car really able to hoye 140 million. If we factor 160, if we actually factor that into our PLC cost
into a year, into another 1, 2. Even the way you define it, sir, reserve capacity. Ebi na make us a PUS Energy Commission minuanim. Omo de ko use 20%. And they say use Energy Commission 20% no cry higher. And the real issues as you decided back on say as a nation, how do we treat the reserve margin? They are required. Any option. Okay. They are required by the system to run.
Doc, my person answer question before. I don't see one because me here council say council share arbitration report here say a dear na Ghana ye kotua 170 million judgment debt because them say you factor in into judgment debt but doc person you question we are no you akasa no akasa condition president wa report mo kan say in the agreement so near maybe one man ka say Ghana ban ye e wo say more masase e wo say boa o mo munya license ye ne ya anye wo na wo sign agreement doc mo yes ade no kosi say because am na ja ko gina so a or the cancel contract nti e dey modern bo na wo boy ye wo condition president na wa agree ya wo do such as
yes mo me atie fo nti ase say parliament approve sa agreement with 23rd July 2015
okay
so we conditions precedent no our conditions subsequent and also eba yen kai say me as Kwabena Donko me free office at the end of December.
Okay.
Initially
between July and December.
Initially at that time you said the Takrade. Takrade was the site. VRA 4 any or more site at Takrade. It as at the time I me free office no na a Takrade. Eventually almost soil test and you may be site at VRA the mono. The site was not appropriate. So they had to look for the next option. Ghana, so in terms of power generation, you were east and west. West, they call it. And I am almost site. Time I sign contracts, no. My understanding, and I say, yeah, more site, water credit. Because VRA, government through VRA acquired as I said, Abuaze. And crying to can assassin at least at the time I me few office. And no, until one and until there was a plan.
It is a more as a buy no more shadow cry and test it assassin and son of the company.
And Pacho, a whole year a power enclave. Okay. Ordinary, a power enclave, a one America. Chico,
Abuaze,
Tapco, a whole power enclave. Maybe as I said, the whole eso. It be a portion of Kokai or Mokonyano. Eno. And me, so me, what agreement we are. The termination, no. Apart from the Inima Yentimin the only issue is a process. And between arbitration partners, a wrongful termination.
But so, doc, my young condition president, no assassin and kwa. For instance, license na also
license no yes
because almost signing the 23rd July at least when you 6 months asana free ho
yes
until then na mo
construction permit you started construction until at the point you know as at December no you started construction
until one month started construction as construction permit
equipment no ebedru ha ebia assassin you identify we've agreed on the land no drawings ni no akwaje permit wontimi nkwaje permit say o drawings kra wonye
okay enti dog mo call takrad na mo hu say hono asase mo tese mo say enyen mo ye alternative bi ma mo
me wo let me speak for myself here and send my me abai twemu makasa for abai twemu no me wo office no na the decision kra to move to back to Temano na MI
oh okay
na MI
to free one nechi
me fi ho na chi ena omo ye omo so test ni say
okay
enti eno one but mesro sa capacity charge yasem mesro enda na me bisa no enye minwe I'm not rebutting your kind no but asama say address it as a nation how do we treat it because one treat here finance minister the otowo he can always be misled. We mu de kase ECG de kase enti IPP no kra say ye ntwe omo a omo bedum mfidie no enti pescatory
okay
na yede no mdeka oh enye contractor NDC for sign bebrebe yi a eno na ama yedeka enti ono so ne book mu no SS capacity because you define what the SS capacity even means and to friend parliament obeka ni nyina bom as SS capacity but especially me na wo a ye wo field na ye nim no let's agree say you hear sa amount and in other jurisdictions also in other jurisdictions apart from where reserve margin and say spending reserve no and there is just for the system in other jurisdictions omo power eda ho aye nyusu and na your president to kwan e kwan wo koi e dey na okope investment enti no bi aba so obesi steel plant ohia minimum 800 megawatts so you be catch say twen enfie mienso ansa na the amount because it takes about average of 3 years for a thermal plant to come on stream.
I see.
Enti esi enya power no bi apart from spending reserve and it just makes the system work no esi enya bi too ho. The question is how do we treat this e ho na ye especially your professionals and intellectuals no you letting Ghana down and no we can treat it because you treat away why don't we have a line item in the budget say this is ABR let's call it development reserve of power enti agree say benya 200 megawatts bi at any time a better horse the investor be ba
near the amano
says ya ye ka say
but prof led by your chairman honorable Atachian no omuye presentation no what is the mines and energy committee doing about it
we'll take a report to the floor we'll do a report to the floor says ya ye
based on their way mabe is
we know some of us knew but fortunately other new people as more people buy into the idea no oh yeah enye says ya ye ka say president echo be a factory be nanwi ewo pram BB5
G5 B5 plus yes
and nanwi okwa ko ho sesi ka say factory no e fa nya adwuma omo need enough power
but see our excess power so
that is the issue nti am say yam fa politics no
ento nchen
na ye mienu nyina ye hwe really
what is the problem omo need power say our excess power
tie even the calculation of excess power no your problem with it a bit taking installed capacity a bit so projected dependable capacity but the real capacity on each day no is different
B5 plus Vaco say me no work Vaco asem because I did some research work on Vaco. Besi ne Vaco nya kanea to come
and no member meet me about
na me for beef catch me
very passionate about
prof so kaka 1 minute before giving to for I may say the prof mama did me for the another test castle we share even your projected by 2021 no by the documents we are supposed to be doing 2,245 according to the projections. As I speak to you, megawatts. As at last night, we're doing 2,321. So we are over our projected. As in real time.
And I can't know where him a B5
prof. So for now, no, say ye projection ye. Na say ya share power plants I was say ba. Into me buy because of your projection now obi say axa say now was anko 220 because of his capacity and no you 14 because on HFO on your gas and that baby on gas in here. So there are real problems which is affecting even the installed capacity that we have. So that mean can't
okay, council Pacho, you back to
we remember Vaco so ka Vaco ho asem.
No, Vaco the end there me personal
on no crab or no kind. Vaco ni export.
Vaco the me or personal interest in Vaco because they be am
Ghana. Ma memre kakra na me so.
Oba me tell me ya boys yi bebre no wi.
Oh.
Yeah. So ka say ni
what am.
Guess be so kan o mo dey wi shensa.
Or the need to
but the man me what personal interest. No. Me ya me tema. Dog is supported by evidence.
Okay, empirical evidence.
Yeah, we come most of the mining areas now show more research findings now. Bebre vices eba with accompanying a friends and mine say adwuma no tamanso because of port nti no na already nkofo are exposed to adwuma that nti adwuma factories ni egu ye na ade no alternative say o say nkofo kope bibi ye na we num ne ade but you can't blame them adwuma bie ni hono ma ye vaco and a vaco ba ya and at least anya about 5,000 boys and girls say oh you bet me for more vaco. I don't understand why the entire from NDC MPP we cannot fix vaco. Just I know they are too passionate about vaco.
I have enough information about one my lawyer until lawyer can say
we come back to arbitration report no decision na court no arbitration no e dey my ente dey any mistake aye reja kwan because aye reja ko say so bi akodina baby na okoka say blame na e just say nipa no oye idiot because ohun ono onye eboni bia AG ahwem so ono onye government lawyer AG ahwem committee aye report e dey aba mo say yen terminate a e ka ebebo wo ayi IPP so na 57 million thereabout nti enya ahe bia ono ka say ye wo ni nyina ayi agreement bia ye wo baby a etumi yiye hu furu mu nti what did the court say anti wo mo judgment that etia Ghana no
okay but as who say who share the letter now or the come on monokra or my reasons e bi ni say financial close no mun reach and omun ko reach enam say omun apply for friends say the permit according to section 11 of the Energy Commission Act and Afia crash maybe omun site omun you know money permit to site it there also committee permit to site it there now who share from a legal point of view who share the main reason being say almost say to save cost so na fe wo court na wo so nya bibia ebema abrogating the contract na ye be giatum so what you say into these reasons are there of course also fulfill section 11 of the EPA sorry, Energy Commission Act no agreement no sorry permit because without that you can't provide electricity but the main reason being cost now when you go to the arbitration decision now almost say yes there are conditions precedent conditions subsequent okay conditions precedent is
say Ghana was e yansa na contract na bam
na fi so contract be mu a enyema was ye now hwe ni mienu na ayasa e dovetail to each other they say we bibia ejina ono so na we so abe ne de we so ya obe ne wi na ejina so na we so abe enti ye ntimi jina so nka se o ma anya o mo de no nkwanti ya abrogate contract that is why omuka said no we should pay the damages for the contract and now here see you now no the reason they say omun reach financial close omun government agency in the gutawudi boy and he say omun to me reach here what were the say omun intransigent in their position I don't know yet to be inclusive I don't know that's one second citing permit honor the MFE say honor GP GC honor the easier to get a permit because before so no drawings ni bia no should be complete what present when you permit the honor the I think the government was right to depend on that one but the first one being say financial close no is who count there na make come there na agree honor I don't think
financial close no government was wrong to be fair government was wrong to use that normally plans ni nyina no ye call bankers wo kojebusia that is what leads to financial close where existing plant are they ba so they didn't need financial close
okay
so why was there no financial close
because they didn't need it financial close no
was it part of the agreement or mu here financial close
financial close no more on the side of than ye.
Okay.
Esa mo kire say
on the side of GP.
The company.
Yes, than ye. Esa mo kire say sika mode to plant bia no like any other business. Equity kakra any debt any day year. Because a 330 megawatt plant on the average yanya no for kra be cost be 500 million in Ghana. Enti 500 million no investor bia na company bia ni ho do ono nko an sika 500 million ba be shem.
Okay.
The normally 30% equity about 70 debt.
150 million.
Enti eno no and as I said, which say bank or finances no crown where we ya peneso. And that is what we call the financial close. Say if it's can or how to start.
Look, but this explanation, no, Ama, the reason he gave no rather has become correct.
No, T.
Because then you have not submitted your finances.
We know. Remember, this was not a brand new plant. This was the only exception. In a year, wait 4 years. No? There was a reason.
Okay. Plant,
and you have that slightly used.
Okay.
Plant no hot that, and you have no more koto.
And I had more Italy.
I and omu edeba. In reality, those in the business, they didn't need financial close.
Oh, okay.
But in the agreement, no.
Yeah, it was agreement.
And they must provide
that. The agreement is always ahead of the actuality.
Yes.
Yes, you're quite expecting, you know. It was not just Francis Jatta. Francis Jatta just led the team.
Okay.
A team went to inspect. Any who was a plant, slightly used, is in good working condition. A bit me abebuaye. Until at that time, we knew the plant was available. But near a year agreement, that. So the agreement precedes we. Until financial close, we now. So one other thing I remember.
Before you go on, the financial close is the financing for the
precisely.
But what about the financing for moving it from Italy to Ghana and moving it?
Enkaho.
Right. Okay. But now better they call arbitration. Me person still because of the now we can say amanyo semunity. Hame enti me pese omanfo na omo fie na omo hwe no omo tie no asema say council court on arbitration committee need the report no ebaye no ogina so ka say just by merely termination of agreement see etwamu no aban ye wrong and a reason na aban de ban ye say financial close any failure to secure license no na ema enunti aban gina ye o see yes or cancel ade no e wrong me pese me kan no na ye de atoto de na Europe Pokua ka say agreement man kase mu no na wo clause wo mu dada obetime yi wo afrim what did that clause say obetime ama Sanchez what did he say na dey na minister ne letter no yeah nti because of financial clause no can license no say did the agreement not say that nti adentin na the arbitration also find Ghana
arbitration is saying 366 the ability of either party to fulfill all the conditions precedent for which it was responsible was not a matter necessarily within the sole control of that party. In some cases, it was dependent upon the prior fulfillment of a condition precedent or a condition subsequent or other contractual obligation imposed on the other. It's your more party say we based on that in the meeting I made. When you are meant to be
your company no fault entirely.
That's what the arbitration is saying. Now, the discussion Doc Amano with the financial clues is make because as for my personal determination, I think say the second one for getting the siting permit I was saying a company to me because if the only reason are the drawings and submitting it for permit I hear a permit no dear would require also my permit. There
be still a council because judgment debt no sika 170 million is a lot now they to but open so far sika ye chia in judgment debt yen to me nkoso to sika ngu kekete se Ghana they want to say America no China no ade we can just give out money especially on the back of the justice apau kan ye say judgment debt aduma no akwa secret because President Mama no I frustrated with judgment debt because President Kufuor kwa na etua we me na etua Atamils na etua we na etua they were getting frustrated say you should judgment debt etua na Ghana ha you bet to me honorable constituency opru judgment debt betimi I see hospitals amani nkofo nyina amomo wato mo onya problem
judgment debt they will hear a separate program because the issues about judgment debt generally we hear a whole program
say bebreno yeah because set up a commission no kra is just a commission ni kra and internal judgment debt e dey ba but we external
okay
Well, the conditions are slightly different.
Okay.
But the issue is
but
that.
But as Ghana for a tia bontin, the judgment debt, judgment debt. Ni na ko aban futu omi na ebe yi sika.
Ni na no say yes na
internal external ebe yi sika ko
tia. Eni eba bitua.
Abra de bia ko nkrase obeko school standard trees.
Nkran
haya ama sama haya school standard trees. Mayira ekwan ya ewo ho no ma ono abudu ho ayi council ubeka say ekure bia so mayira
eti from my grano
are you serious but it's unconscionable say you better so atua judgment
financial close on the sorry back na media board
yeah but council make say no your own interpretation o dey mo but still I mean hu say arbitration a commission and share down chair say just merely because Ghana government are cancel again because yenye financial close because your friend saying condition na aye di twa mu nti yenko tua judgment
that is a fundamental issue. Once I was sign contract ni die wo kasa wo abrogate wo breach nti hono say os say management of that issue you know hono de ya anye ne ye
that means agreement no dey an agreement na ka say betime ye conditions be na betime ye
condition betime ye ho afiri mu no o kan the last paragraph of honorable Jakon letter na it tells you he also invoked that but no dey okokai ni say e was omo ni tua banka you see here tio the anye GPGC for ne da omo de court ni say yen no ma ye say ya ka say ma asase nyuma nyama ma yen say ni say ya buy the machine ya buy ni na akoso no but the we actually no mo say as per the mutual termination omo na ntua Ghana banka but ba menka the ma court no e ma omo such a quantum judgment ohun say and say o see the prof kan Dr. Kan earlier no and this Mr. Kan earlier technocrats and the civil servants work rate
Akrache for civil servants
what ministries no work rate a crowway ministry of finance for any ministry of communication ministry of energy ministry there is no dynamic communication time one determination crowd by you know the company was still having meetings at Ministry of Finance regards to almost reimbursement for the importation duty. Time one termination letter. Time one letter abase yetwemu. Osha Chronicle of Events are. Time mpo abase yetwemu no. Now they were going to the ministry, giving them their drawings and seeking permission to now put in place a gas pipeline. Almost because the termination letter almost in February 2018. So within 2017, no, they had a lot of back and forth with various ministries. But the decision to terminate them had been made. That is where I have a problem with this process. Because, look, at the end of the empire, and government, based on the subsequent information we've gotten, had the decision say, look, we don't want to pay excess capacity. We don't want to do this. We think, say, 107, no, machine is saying, you bet me at 18 million, as between over negotiating. If that was the decision, that should have been a circular to all ministries.
Okay.
That was a circular to everybody working with government. But what transpired, if you read the arbitration chronicles now, it tells you, say, even when the decision was made to terminate them, some people were still giving them assurances that they will be giving the thing back. And it's in the arbitration report, where they mentioned the Deputy Minister of Energy saying that they've been asked to work with them.
The Deputy Minister of Energy
at that time, Oreku's name, in the present government, Oreku's name is mentioned in the arbitration report.
Or the letter come on more.
Well, it doesn't, but it came up in the arbitration deliberation, where in the course of the trial they mentioned certain people's name. Say when the termination had come on, they were communicating with them and dealing with them.
Okay.
So the problem is that the reason that quantum of money was given was not purposely by say, oh, what terminate you, but one oboka because then or started say OC pipeline because maybe one or only gas into one after so quarter assassin. Oh yes, so gas pipeline.
I didn't nisika
kudimu.
And yes, I cancel.
And yes, I cancel.
Okay.
And to sign your man on a ma arbitration, no, a ma that quantum. But 170, no, me just remember your TF on TS here. A 134 million and a year the cost. there's 50 something no interest court cost legal fees and
arbitration center
arbitration center
600,000
almost 600,000 into the amount involved no 134 million but all the auxiliary and the summons no be drew 170
doc member council Mr. me here also be side way but doc kase we are no abam say what kind of advice a futu obey na age because here ejaculate no kase oni age akase wo consultation ni ade ni age so na ya ban lawyer nti ye nyina ye nim de na ye opoku kan say we nyina akoso mo ye when pa no better agreement mu say who all right is all terminate your pay ye ejako ayi no say last paragraph na ye opoku say yen kind no say kindly take note of section 4G of the agreement which provides that government of Ghana may terminate this agreement with immediate effect by giving written notice to GPGC if any condition subsequent has not been satisfied by GPGC or waived by GOG by the date failing 30 days after the effective days as such date may be extended by mutual agreement of the parties provided that non-fulfillment of the condition subsequent by GPGC must be wholly attributed to the action or inaction of GPGC and if on the date of the termination any condition subsequent has not been satisfied by GPGC as a result for reasons attributed to GPGC shall pay GOG fairly termination payment and other reasonable costs incurred by GOG with 90 days of the issue of GOG of the termination notice. Nti when na wo kan ho asem say omo sign but conditions
for no and a day
abanka but conditions subsequent na wo kire mu say no omo class start here pipeline could not have relied on
the pipeline was not part of you see a pipeline is your money they say part of say the doctor
it wasn't part of the initial agreement
agreement you can also more takrade into takrade no na pipeline we have to pipeline so enti na omo no anyo omo de na omo de arbitration no
enti e ho de doc say wo so be ka say o ye liable because omo na mo ma omo asase no water krade asase nye papa so the onus was on mo
Ghana government
you
yes
as a person
Ghana government
the onus was on you say mo be mo asase a e conducive
I know the obligation of Ghana government
doc say you can 170 no say NDC MPP omo nyina mo kan obi
meba
I was here chama mo na mo
Afia mesrewo menyintum de woka menyintum edi enti na menyintum sa ekai nyina no edi enti na baaye yase wrongful termination meboa se enunti na yet ekai nyina ba se yeja wo mu ye adwuma no a omu ye ya anka termination bi enim anka yanko
asase men so omo ko ye adwuma no
o se no mo anya asase wo tema no omo ye adwuma
mo na mo pe asase mo omo che
omo de toye
omo ato asase ya no omo ye
because mo antumi am pe asase na
omo site omo de ma wo omo no na enye
under NDC
ni MPP nyina se MPP for be to in January 2017 nyina se MPP but the major ne say DNT fundamental questions DNT no mo co arbitration no ema ekakoba mu
because mo twa mo contract
precisely
and mo twa mu because of BBO
meba
no can you see your termination you twa mu because of BBO
reasons are you determinate ye no eno so arbitration panel say reasons no so enye tio say this kwan ya fa so say fa so terminate ye wo contract no mu say kwan sa kwan na fa so terminate ya
but doctor obeti ase so say sanka munya asase ma wo takwade I can say munya ba
mesro say nsem na si ye decide say ye pese etwam
David doc ento mi sisa
meba
asembia fi baby na besi baby
Afia
wona nka wo so ma na asase
Afia
o ma na asase ne ye papa
me say ni nyina asi
doc
no meba ni nyina asi anko yiye ni nyina asi anko yiye
nti oje liability ni bi
no
so
tie
you admit it
adena me de wo ma me nkasa nka me de asi
me
da bi me nyim da bi ni nyina asi anko yiye ye esase ya assess ye ho say ye obligations no ya fulfill ye die nyina
and the answer is no
enti na nka esase ye sandi and can see any kwa terminate that's all I want to say
okay
But Mr. Oka, Newman me look as we mam kwan maka.
Vaco no.
Vaco.
Ah, Dabi dog. To once I me walk Vaco. Dabi
PPA.
Dabi dog. But before I do PPA no Mr. O the point now kan ya termination no. Me che say o ji atum say NDC o say MPP o mu mie no mo ka ho na 170 judgment date aba na.
Mr. Me nye 170 no judgment date no entum. O ka say emienu nyina aka ho e na process na anye smooth a megitum.
Okay. Nti process na anye smooth nso la liability e fuma ba no
mebo we yourself injury. Esi ehu. Esa wo assess wo ho. Say adia mekoye. Meko exercises power here yeseme wo. Na answer me exercise power no. Ma me hwe me ya me fie. Ma ye die sese me ye nyina ehwie. So wo assess na so wo obligations, wo perform ni nyina. Lawyer bia ko lawyer bia ho sese bi se bi mpese mko ja awade a. Na wo ma reason na e bia lawyers we bi say na wo why wa say di nyina. We can say lawyer and assurance nyina so wo me die sese be ma ye bia ma ye no ba no na enya ansa na lawyer no be die enim but so obi saw na aka no kre no ho say so sinto bi wo ho a ahwe obeka se mumien ko
si na sinto 2016 no ansa na ofri ho obi atum se na sinto wo government of Ghana part
me ba oh yes sinto e wo
dabi mbato ma me sounding okay
ani na sinto wom sinto wom no na mi gira so enam se me wotumi nti mi gira so a me pese eyeye no me ne omo bekọ akokasa ayi report ya mi nyintumo no report no krase omo nko negotiate ya anye ye ko exercise to me ye ajaye na ewu to me nti ya ye ye ko ye nso ya mfa emra kwan so anye nti se ye fa emra kwan so ye ya ankasa kai emma ye ko negotiate ye nso a anka ombeka so wo ene se atwamokura yesre mu ye sese ya boka moma ye emfie mienu commencement date so power na mo se ye wo bebre aye hia ne sese ya enanua menua napo minister for energy aka say ehia additional power nokre obi obeka say ehia bia aboa nokre enti anke betimi aka say instead say mo beba 2021 no mo bra 2023
okay
eno wo ye wo options we had about 3 options and you choose one option and the consequence of option you choose here
eno nie okay but dog me dey many journey say waje atum say and from so on started mabre so say 2016 no na ka wo say mo pass asema company no ko ya na ye pe na ye ko say company no in Italy odi the pizza and ya ko fa ne ba ye say ye ne be sign agreement and agreement ne say o so ye ma wasase and ya ma na asase and ye ka say be facilitate ne license and ya anye nti ye
yes
but government of Ghana at the time no was you
meba
ya cheche ntokwa
meba
na better do pusi asese mu nyina mo ye wo
fi say government of Ghana
mu nyina mo ye wo fi na America na ba
me enka government of Ghana mienka Ghana ukoye NPP NDC no ana esa ko fa asem fofraba government of Ghana ye need the assess ye no so
okay
enti sanka omokra na so omu twamu a omu na esa nko omu invoke termination clause no a anka ye nyina anka megitum anka metra studio haji se ye nyina na yakokọ so sa financial loss because omu na initiate termination because ya anya the assess ye na mom ye any asanko ye in terms we self injury
okay any yes an ye no so ya anye ni yie ne kwan so
okay etina me say self injury ya na akope we abre ho
but dog anyway amoko fa machine mama wako vako no
any PPP
o say machine na nshada anye brand new Italy de
no anye brand new
na de na amoko fa machine na nshada anye brand new
emra ma ho kwan
te amoko fa machine na anye anane bo ni
in industry no you move plants from place to place and one say plant no enye plant dada agogo
okay now we na edi say ansa na ye ko fa ba
mpacho off my head me momitimo and kasa this year, but near say slightly used now. And nunti any sending inspection team. Eddie can share plant, no.
Okay.
And it's allowed. Remember education kakra. It's a plant here that na muna. There's something Pokua say the heat rate.
Okay.
Heat rate, you know, it is say own say said the machine be no fuel and add it to the cost. Machine here muna and no fuel. That and no fuel. In TM say omu use benchmark. So machine here that a binding to me my benchmark be say and ma heat rate and track sa amount we.
Okay.
Now say the you know so was a company no and a year retrofitting
to
make sure say the engine no and no fuel be into no a bind say AXA. I think they did similar for AXA. AXA machine na mono but omo heat rate a heat rate of a newer machine into that cry area fa ho any say heat rate no a pass it sa amount say the be ya obey adwuma to say machine for.
Okay. Doc person about PPA in Bampacho, you question we are no mama say time na area Jacomo ye back and forth or more letter come company say and I'm more condition precedent any condition subsequent na muni so no or more frail at any time ebusao
there be eno ye me nka say mfomso but a weakness kese ba ko a Ghana ye nyina both sides ye wo obi atena kunya yi so we free so waba ebia problem bi emerge anka efe so obefre no say problem we ba na problems beginning no we say bia wunim agreement kra na asan ye e ba na sen e na sen no nipa no enye kwabna donko it should happen to all of us no man. So this was the genesis samre no tio in politics, and not even politics, in development management, operating environment, you know, it means until at a particular time, operating environment, you know, and we at the time, this was the operating environment. Until at that time, this was the solution, best available solution. But Abia says the operating environment, you know, as a minister. Say na ko sign PPA for fra the conditions they sign emergency power plants no enye the same because operating environment no asesa enti ye fro so we be away enti me pese etwam maybe sa so make us be a ese so betwam no hwe option we akra na nkese se ye no ebiansi and na we no me nka say Ghana no ye politics no eno na eho no na emoaye se we free mu a bi oye nyina ne nipa wo mu nyina sebe o eye nkwasiafo ana se adebonefo na minka bibenje na se me na me yonko MP last parliament ne ekọ na papa yi ena so ye bi no befa ka madam for pa yemfa ayi oka yemfa ka ba kwa no so ne me enkofa boase na meye bibi wo boase enam CEO ye call boase dru share o maame o so madam funi o maame o say and also NDC and so boy mudini sa na no na traka mu fin kran abeduru ha
until politics na say
so enti ye kawie ha ye ko na jami yi 200 mama mi o say say bi ye madam for no
ba mo mi bo education minister ba so no de oba ye wa frɛ
NDC for no
wa frɛ ni predecessors nyina see obe consult wo so no so on de wa
education is a different breed of person education no papa no
enti sa mistake no e we body politic no SSC no
okay
enti simtimi
mama council me na council memo na waka ba ko dia na ma ehia me council say na me busa question bi say dem consultation ye ready akoso obusa mpanifo na attorney general na ya ban lawyer nti law kro ye a munyina mo ka ho asem ye na mo de ye adwuma nti ye den no mo man go ahead say ye terminate because say na opani kro aka say committee no kro aka say enka ye renegotiate na emra form nti ye den no mo call termination no
at this moment in time no there ye any information
okay
say even to the arbitration no man fa those cabinet decisions and proceedings omo afa anko because omo say confidential and in fact in law na confidential information enti so aba me ho na me lawyer mama advice no and no court cannot compel me to provide that information so enti we sha committee na witness statement and na the statement almost submitted to it but the evidence of which no there it is in their prerogatives whether they will provide it or not now cabinet meetings there it be fan go to arbitration okay. Now we are restricted to this letter again this final or say that's the last paragraph of the first page. We also note that to date the GPGC has not reached financial close nor achieved full commercial operation date. These are two issues. Primarily because some of the preconditions, which conditions subsequent for the achievement of financial close and full commercial operation date have not been fulfilled. Under the agreement, conditions present are to be fulfilled within 30 days. Inti na machine no cry, we don't need the financing of it. Na dia na aka ntia o mantimi anya no within 30 days.
Commercial operation date no. Say we wie fidie ni nyina wa test awie
no treasure to.
Na say wa treasure to.
Okay. In that case no say company na ntimi anya no ana. And company so no na say no we at fault.
To processor would be bedru ho no. Ena Afia kan ya breach ye die ni bi.
Yeah die no ye die.
Asase.
Okay.
Asase e one of those.
And now asase e key because onya asase a ontumi nya geotechnical. Ontumi nya all the studies and sakoro akoye planning and design.
But your time many a man no onya asase.
Ono na turn asase.
Abonya time be
January 20.
And that time many issue
letter away a year after. But bear in mind by March you know.
But January no nya na because within 30 days.
So no need gas.
January no to assassin no.
Yeah.
March and a report we buy. So they have been made aware say yebitwam. But now they have been made aware say yebitwam.
Okay.
But now a man official communication. Okay. It from that time no and almost started say almost try so we be the official communication say I'm past yebitwam and I yebitwam.
But which time they were committing themselves.
They are committing themselves. At that time no, they didn't know whether to fully commit or not to fully commit.
I think I don't know because some of the documents are not before us. But in this case I mean then I will build a lot cost so the be a make me claiming more from you.
But I think 170.
Exactly. It's solely based on
but
they were smarter.
The oil no. So catch our own recording because there's a lot of things they were doing. Having meetings. But the meetings, Nipa no meetings, no, we're not carrying it to that level.
Okay.
Because Mami Mao a very good chronicle.
Right.
Committee reports the buy no. Omni Minister, Honorable Ejako. Honorable Ejako at the core cabinet.
Right.
And a cabinet, the Attorney General said advise on this report.
Right.
Then Mrs. Gloria Kufu took the report to his department. From March to August, came back with his report, say, this is what I think there should be a termination.
Okay.
At that level, there was that thing going on. But at the junior engineers and directors level, the guys were communicating with them, going to Ministry of Finance for their refund for importation, going to Ministry of Energy to consult them. Because bear in mind, not government, or when you representative are, although they're communicating with GPGC for no eduman, now reporting. It was at that time now, August. Attorney General did report by no, they were still not communicated to. It took February 2018. They were committing things, but at the same time, so you are very careful because we need the ABC.
Okay.
You know, so you see, as some idea make and say.
I said,
now,
official communication.
But me na me company now, I will build my.
Why the machine you see? It's built. It's built.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, yo.
Exactly. In that case,
right
that
now,
cost
170 170 plus machine is at home your audio.
Exactly.
Right now, what machine is CC
but ordinarily, no.
But council, anything uncle focus say side 2 be maybe in law. Possible say baby a year ya boka 170. E betimi side Attorney General Energy Ministry or more chain mu nyina director civil servant obo mu di nyina for causing financial loss ana.
It's very difficult because the term is willfully causing financial.
So we don't in the criminal any
why should that say
court can say a crime that is not prescribed ingredients when you properly identified no cannot qualify as an offense.
No, that one the constitution criteria Article 19. But when you willfully causing financial loss,
can we cite them for willfully causing financial loss?
I doubt because there's negligence. Okay, you may even make an argument say they be negligent because communication has not been apt. But to say the negligence is made in such a way to cause the financial loss. No, I don't think that.
Then the doc can say, "Wa ba to agreement. Agreement is a condition precedent say manasase. Na wa anye, wa manasase asase na nye. Na wa anye ho aduma. Na say yakoboka say na say company no so wa committee. Say no to me qualify for willful said deliberately.
The burden of proof is proving the willful. That is where the problem is.
Is it difficult in law? Say, but counsel, una unim law no. I'm talking to you like a judge.
Talk to me as a lawyer,
Say, as a defense lawyer.
Nase
me client.
Nase will be at the family. I say age and will be at the family. Say me a lawyer. Me are charging with offense. Mejuma beyefu. Mejuma beyefu in the sense say, how are they going to establish? You must establish beyond reasonable doubt. Say or share that buapa yopa no yes. Say measure that magana yaboka.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult.
If they say I can't yabo can egu agana game ebetia.
We see idea we say wow. Ghana nyina eka. Right. And say digital time letter when was issued. O say call time yes sign contract. What were the strategy? What were also look at all that
so that all say doc mo sign idea. Termination.
Any the politics with this. Be Ghana nyina idea. In that case, what is the strategy for next 10 years for the energy sector?
Or even for all judgment debts.
No, energy because we're in a cost. But see, I can see you review. How many of them? 17.
17.
Same year term. What is DNA found? Because this is now a reference point. DNA for all the 17 year trap. 11 year term. And then why? And come over and you move boss the bay ya. What is the energy security strategy of this country for the next 10 years? So all these
very important.
All this will feed into that because at some point there were excess capacity. But I feel so yes,
the demand will catch up with the supply.
Precisely. Because you're industrializing the nation.
Okay.
And I said dogs can say a coffee say a thermal plan na bibia ba say be I hear an amount of kilo say 80 to 100 na afi na ga chen say on train afi na be generate. So what is the energy security plan for the nation where all this will feed into it? That is very important beyond politics.
Beyond doc brain because the am me broken heart to say lawyer ka say e be ye din say asem we say any sika ka abam no ye betimi asite obia for willful causing financial loss. Let us say
o de mesro again ECG documents yeah making
okay
operational PPAs thermal plants 10 renewable 4 total 14 pending projects through PPAs thermal 9 renewable 19 nina kan 28 signed PPAs terminated almost 3 and we thermal and no cry challenge you almost name 3 no mutimi name back.
Okay.
Because there's a serious technical issue we avoid with politics. When is a PPA? And know that maybe back to earlier contract way, say conditions precedent, you know, say GOG ratification GOG having obtained parliamentary approval and the keka hono. There is also that real technical question na ye misa. And because of that we throw numbers around. And we say lawyer for the boy.
Okay.
When is it?
Technologies no. Edo swama abe an exhibit of so we need these technologies out here say na nkofo na ye dey chiro mo no ye ntihi ya si yan say ya boka 170 ye bitia so
there reduce it to there's that fundamental say minister ba konkrasi ya terminating 41. Meanwhile, PPA say Ghana United 41.
The MOUs know that were cancelled. No was added.
But MOUs need financial obligation. Yeah.
Or no can say you terminating 41 PPAs.
Minister
kind.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the question is, I think your technical people know so should agree on what is a PPA.
Okay.
And know that part of the dispute and committee so eka hon.
Okay.
Who bought Rotan say ma parliament as at today.
Ma
parliament.
Okay.
It's not parliamentary ratification.
No. Ma parliament.
But wo hono mo ye agreement no.
Yeah, as far as benim. In fact, Nipa we chief executive oye company no him senior was school. In fact, he said the West Africa record O level in 1972 when he got 9 ones.
Okay.
But your school bay.
Na Bromo Secondary School.
Mr. Nabeka Prempe College.
Prempe ni Pokua.
So amma and as we speak no. We be share ministry documents bi wo ewom. We be say ebi so enim because we haven't agreed essentially on what is a PPA and any power purchase agreement at what time. And no na dispute no eba.
Okay, doc, me
person technical people no. Say nyina agree say ye ka PPA
say
na chire we say ye tie nyina pene so eno a going forward no easy ebi nso ne dependent capacity ni available capacity no yen so yen agree enti we ko gina ho a your excess power so much enti from government sources cry excess power no aye kotu no we betimi anya be 5 different
figures dog me so mama dog me so better be kan back asem na ba mama kan messages we answer because me also on judgment debt mu nyina so me hia mo adwen che say going forward aso mind say the na council kan aso mind no ye nyina wo se ye nya badaye kakra maga na mind say o ye ntumi nye o ma na brosa de bia aban bia ba ne abetua judgment de ne atua judgment de ne atua judgment de na nkofo gu nkrase na o mo bre na bi da abonten na o mo nya aduane ni ba bi o mo de o mo ti beto kro mo ni sagleme housing project ye ma anwe ne sin ene ye nya judgment de ti kra na obi abenya ba bi o ne ti beto doc mpacho ma menka messages nya sa mema nkofo akem ye friends Abraham Botwe e wo Facebook no se efia am so interrupting nkofo no do omo ye technical people nti ma nya ne sa ebe technical ne brofo bebre ne ye nyina ya yira to de bia me kra no me nya energy expert nti metumi yira nti me shada and am interrupt no sometimes it should be allowed nti ne ye ne sa no ono so the message o de aba no na branch aba ko so efia good discussion and na o de ba no ko Facebook asami koi and o se o Leviticus power so good morning efia ye pan so de we mu aba ne mom amenka asemu September 2016 NDC Ministry of Energy under Yero Akwabla Donkwako inaugurate committee PPA committee to review financial and legal implications ni nyina under na MPP for so aba na omo so aba besesan asem na o say ono de ohun say the results will definitely be financial and financial loss to the state nti e wo say yeko ni ebusa say hwan enema we nyina baaye na nipa kro ma eka na baaye ebusa no say the ba obetimi atwes kana magana ban Bismarck osusu o Facebook no say they should cite omu nyina for contempt na yen charge omu nyina for causing financial loss to the state. Osman Kobna Okwan no say we negligence any wickedness financial loss to the state nti say law no kwanka willfully causing financial loss wickedness also omu nyina hu say law na nche oma onyankopon hu omu nyina Solomon Asante Boedu philosopher no say we need to stop this expansion and arrest officials nyina explanation e brofo akase omu ti studio omu kanyina mementi aso say no ane say yen nche omu nyina and Haj Bash no say in the first place contract no wrong nti ka che yewra kwabna donko say contract nanka so mo sign here no was wrong nti termination bi aba ade nanka say mu no wrong dada and Steve Okofo no say Afia Pokua all your efforts to NDC in this judgment that will not wash. It is important to be objective in the issue. Questioning now will be a foolish question. I'm saying what you're about. I see the issue. Who cancelled the contract now make an foolish. Now onipa no sign a contract no and I see an election. I see Ghanaian journalists are failing us in this country. Serving questions and a yebusa. And a Game Boy G not oh if ya my doctor enkasa as a doctor person kasa na so pese obekasa man nkasa na ya Ghana for no make your own decisions. Patrick Amponsa ama Amponsa no say or say examine my country and next clowns pacho I do it to be no bro number from you can't describe anybody as a clown why go for papa no responsible people and omote studio hano Jeffrey Hackman no say if ya my panelists incomplete or submission no mo amoka say na ya brofu bebre ti na ya na marketing mashada the tree directing them so that ye nyina no ye be breaking it down na ya tia say dog this week wa Cambro for Star FM Joy FM wa Cambro for
Attorney General in radio stations say food soldier entis esemsumeko so ne ko bo midi asem we anka me nkasa no ko bo midin personally okobo midin say obema CID for investigating me nam me dey say we Attorney General we are say ano Ghana Attorney General any the most senior lawyer
advocate
enti sanka wonya me anya investigation kra nkensa say wo ho kwan so fresh CID for asema ebe monhwehwem na mumbu continue to trust you say memma ya investigation
so obo
mi din bo dina podi eno na ma me buafu a me so me anka me unim me suban anka ba ye
nso de me bre kran sa na wa basi
me pesa me kasa
okay
na ukotena ho na mahu Attorney Generals bebre NDC MPP but almost show a certain level of I so no position
so na doc mo so na mo kangu mo so mo na aboka ti no mo to person mo chem say obi na sign here and obi tell me
sa same way my energy for kranka energy for enka Attorney General sa office no wo hwe your constitution mo no nko ani minister position na enu da so nko
okay
enye minister bia yonko ni Attorney General enu da so nko
doc mami kan o ma for ni de ni bi wa
at the appropriate forum
okay what is it also not say we have to be very careful at choosing quality candidates e be ma o makwa kwatena ban positions so na adwuma o mo ye David Aboaje or YouTube so take out the willful na yenye causing financial loss to the state yen chinkofo no na mra ene omuni because kawe yen tumi masika na shingu sa ebe no fair no say great panel Afia all the Penifo Mokasa nyina they are really talking now. I've come to like Dr. Kwabena Donkopa or NDC ni kra said onya abo church ni sim no why the council nyakopon sha yewe poko so wa church mpa ama ye nyina tia say ya o say that man Edutum is very good pa said mu nyina kra mobo ndi no why the pa said oba ye kwa wa fa ni predecessor say omo obeto omo ne omo ye adwuma no why the pa ye mo na ba so Lee Tekpo and say if in the case of GPGC no they use Gabby's law firm pacho I don't have any evidence to that effect. And me pass em mo bia ha de otu ya no akyeresi emre no akyeresi ye mpa boduna akeka bia ochena de me kokota you will not be there to provide any evidence for me to Mr. Wa just say oh yeah no ama me law firm no letterhead na ne makan ama PK Welembele no civil lady in fact the termination of PPA no a big blow to Ghana. This is a clear indication of negligence on the part of Attorney General so wanye na dwuma ye first and foremost no benefits mbekwa ama Ghana. Enti se benefits mbekwa ama Ghana kra na wo say ye renegotiation ye renegotiation na ye man krofo ne adwuma say ayekose ya yaboka 170 schools under trees double track yellow track na de nke betimi da akwa kosi school dan ama sa double track nyina atwom ene wakwa akoye nti wo Attorney General no aboyeka nti we wo say ye man ba na obetuom na nada mo no say Afia machine na ye Kwabena Donkomo de ba ni edi 10 years enti so obeta na ka say machine fufuro na slightly use obwa machine aye oluman dada ena omkofa ba ya me de ka no ebre Ghana for Kofi Chase on Facebook no see if you are watching you on the judgment death issue na we want to discuss something with you pa ntumu wie show na me we serious issue enka unya kwan ma airtime kakra enka me so metime de media ba be ka ho na Piasa Boaje no say please buso omoma ye say how much cost ene ye de ye kanea se ye no kanea ye boka sen o ma science PPA we nyina o de man no wolf chromo and also listen to doctor doctor asem o de ba ni nyina che so mo san ade no but o mo nim say enye ne ma nyina no ma anye ne so o ma mboka enti wa obetwa ma oboka no so wo question say wo so yi ano Ajimai Francis no see if ya me hear number pa me was serious issue am person me cheche mu che pa I'm praying not see if you read the message no but you were able to see if you did not read you were not reading glasses but you were able to read it perfectly okay say media me short sighted kakranti sometimes say writing here nketo a was say me but really make me kind without it and I knew oko or say you signed 7 PPEs the same NDCs no asset up committee about 7 PPEs now are signing no another committee report about say excess capacity. Now you don't need excess capacity, no. Then why is doctor challenging at the end? We the create loot and share na justice or can want some na no more pay skebi Eddie and akofa we nyina aba David Aboaje was we nyina ho ma betena studio ke can bro for kese Ghana for your tinchen crowd be na entiase no mo di ni free ni then so judgment date e be kwa kotua even sample for so YouTube no say how can you sign take or pay agreement does it make sense say nkofo ni take or pay one yes mo nyina mo de ka abeso Ghana for so ne ka say mo me check anu ntua mayen a we de koto NDC so we de koto MPP so na be de na Ghana yemre Frank Ando no say lose talk wa o see efia boys man ka so mo no wi no scandalous statement pa cho o de Abraham Tema this is research wo hono ma e kire se ne ma e koso okay. Some boys are young. As a mark of you know, say watching from Germany na UTV more than unstoppable crash. Say the munya abo church and say muno a boy pa na V and oka say fia brofo no dawson. Aya mom breaking it down. Brofo nitin aya na mashada the media album na mashada indirectly me twa omadi number so say omom breaking it down obi o fie na tumi ate ensem no asibi. And afi ablade fie kuma no say why should MPP government cancel a contract muntumi defend it. Mu wi mo ba betwe asam de egu NDC for so NDC for na o mayeden. And Larry Atakra many ampon si create loot and share. And no any said that Justice Doche wo kan no na enya ade a Justice Apokra ne kan just upon a judgment death commission no abante say doche mum na oye o kan say create loot and share no my kanana and omoji edi no kwaku wususu o Facebook no say if ya B5+ company na Dr. Eka no boa omo ye adwuma ye close to baby a plant bia ni honom o so ono nkasa oye adwuma e wo ho ntim pacho na so wa me evidence ko dog so so de oka no eye no kre na kwame no say you always bring mature people like this a omutumi kasa we mu de omunye dede we mu na ho so koso na de omo eba no Farouk so tamale and o say if ya good morning pa to you and your panel the attorney general no onya say or justified and justifiable no senye be ye e na obekwa akobo $170 million abo Ghana so a ebe eden na we wa ba betena bonti aba justify say e na nka obetimi aboka mo e na aboka we nti emfa ne simple abran collative a ekomku wo mo ebinum ewuo ade na mo yesa Timothy Williams was saying muntie constructive criticism kwabra don code kire nsem num muso to na mo send message a mo bedi ni natem Bismarck so so oba platform we so Facebook and YouTuber enya ateni e kire wadwen na call baby untumi nkire wadwen a hwaga na yiyo ene ne nkoso insha kwame no say doc waka the same arbitration report no we rely on no the same arbitration report na we ka say inaccuracies wo doc nso yesterday o any said the kan wasem no Hamza Maestro no say MPP has never accepted responsibilities so mo failed government mo faili niam bebre enso mo ba na mo ba be defend and Charles Opoku so Facebook or say if me MPP member but Boacheja akode he's wrong okra so okotwa contract we mo ene na 170 million ababe sense ye nyina ekoma afi de adane blame game ene ye koso and na AJ Berryman no say if busa ministers say if they sign a contract how much money goes to their pocket na emu de officially sikabi anko obia pocket emu insha kwame no say doctors so odogana so why is he waiting for someone to push him before obebubodin wa usu unim say ejakomo reasons a omode terminate contract na wa unim onka so wo do Ghana na wo do Ghana sen kan nyina ye hu ba bi asem ewo bright o se kwadwo no se Dr. Donko o ka no kre no pa na we statement Ghana for mpe no kre nti bibia ye pese e push o bra Harry no se efia wabin we che se wo ye research ne pa ba judgment debt asana o best start enkomobo no enyina Game Boy G8 no se efia the man in blue no just want to shift blame game wenye blame game bia said the assembly tie no ho e na o se ye de eto said ba Ghana for be sika bia kodi ba bia ye ba gi sika ni nyina me aye adwuma no o se afa no se vim good morning nua ba na we ye game plan politicians ye greedy politicians o mo a na o mo ka aso o mo nka enso o mo ka o na o mo kwache wo mfikyire we aya be nyina Ghana for sika na ye ba gidi akwakotua nto mbo men NDC ni MPP so wo ma akoye kanana na wo makwache ewo akiri e na Aferi Duncan say good journalist say won to me here judgment debt research ni na ade we ni nyina ba nsa na program no kra e ba be start Henry Asare so UK ye da say Henry wo share from UK evidence nana kwasi Steve so Asante Mantem nana ye da say won so wo share discussion na yede aba no OPK goals no so kwabra donko enya no kro ni nyina na wo ka no machine no edi 10 years wanka also obi dey message aba say machine edi 10 years ansana mode eba na na boachi yi adom no say busa doctor ma yesen ono a ne company no so obetimi assign take or pay contract na from Australia na ade no mo yes ade amaga na wo wie na ekaba na afọ obi be so osum na ode to obi eso nti we any messages a mo send ede ama Facebook ni YouTube nyina na makenka messages so de bi ba lecture na kwan be ma na makenka ni nyina ma doc yenko Valco de no so
good Valco ani suade hu a ye di si akosombo Emma Valco. In fact, Valco ni mo anke ntimi anse akosombo. Yes, mama. And you ma pi wo ho a sebi o ye nim. Enti ye be kasa out of ignorance. De ye nim na agina so na de ayi. Kansem bebre.
Aye politics.
Aye politics. Ebi ni so obi ka say mfie duri. Eba plant ayi use plant hours. Eno na use. So fidie no. Debi and the average plant is the lifespan ordinary we use in about 25 years and it is work of fun for 4 years hours are do aye no any use but akosombo emra na epeska who say akosombo plan no na da hwansa na nkroma eba
okay
yeah colonial government nyina omu identify say hydro in fact site no kran ya change no twice answer na eba akoso yeah agree with akosombo but we hear major off-taker for every such large project and on remember and one a Kaiser aluminium ebemu
but your dog but your off-taker na yan
you
off take Canberra for ka say
you know we na me project finance money ade but chiri off-taker na yan
say obi obeka say
Adena obeton na
meto
power na we generate na
meto na kasiese meto emusi na emusa no say bia wo generate say edua o say okay emunsia we ya meto enu ahoɔden so na be gina e de apebosia ade aye
okay enti ne wo bia off the agreement bi da o class wo ya meto
agreement
no akọ bank agoji sky de ba be
project de abeye enti Valco ehia pa na emra Valco for decide say yenka ne asem nyina so ka ho na Valco omo ana eye omo de no e decide so omo be pull out ye president emra owura president Kufuor mre so na omo say mo kode a ye beto ye beji a very good decision but ya ji awie no say ye koyenim e de ne de beye na Valco all over the world aluminium smelting omo tariff above that tariff no any economical and in most jurisdictions say you hear the source of you see me bro for ya so you hear by bia say electricity say Ghana ye wo type mensa ye wo hydro nsuo de no ene ye wo thermal Amere no money Tico ni Tapco no mo de no ene wo renewable awia ne wind ni no enti all over the world no ye hwe the source cheapest source of generation baby a ne bowo fem pa no near the aye smelter especially aluminium ne ayi nkuro no bi kra no o mine eka se ebi a ye power no bowo soro na mood ye de bema mu sei ye be fa ka no enti Valco Professor Mills time Valco for obai President Kufuor toyen President Mills buy e no mo say ye power no boy person e de maye no ye ntimi enti Professor Mills cabinet e take decision say ye ntoma Valco 3.5 cents
Kanian
per kilowatt hour. Professor Mills time cabinet decision enti no na esese nke ye hwe na edi ye adwuma by ECG ne via reform so beka say ye no ye ton no sa ye boka but the woman say esese ye hwe ye nim de wo ye nim no esese ye hwe nye de da ye hwe na no
okay
ebi ne say Valco e produce a 5 port lines ni nyina produce a Valco ase no ye beka no Pokua say beka no downstream etina me technical issues ya mpembro fo no a bo frame a medwane twi no technical issues no wo chirechi mu twi a
edin
etima ka so omo to aluminium no free Valco fo
enye omo to kora no ti Valco fo ye wie a Ingos jomba ye no omo koton na mum omo ye no by product said ye said ye anye yi no ewo no eno na ko omo achi eno na de ye nchance bebrebe
Alex fo to no ya de no
enti downstream of Valco no eno what me creates about 6,000 jobs says here Valco only 2 port lines na ye adwuma no de aka na no anka omo beto no ye kra enti ye di oman sika
esan kokra aluminium no bi ba
products eba emomu be yusu enti ne ka sanka ye de more 3.5 cents no meanwhile akoso monkasa no generates at less than 3.3 cents per kilowatt hour enti ye de omo de no ma won mo na se omu ye adwuma na raw materials anka be kra no ye nkra bi sike be nya free mo no eni nipa dodo a Valco no abefa omo eni omo anyuma hodo ewo downstream of Valco befa omo no sai sika no eboa ye chense yese kania no ye toma Valco say enti
ada na Professor Mills abreso no manye
no ye tie ye to plant no na ye jesu wa che kakra enti ne yese ye siesie ena port lines no kra na yes sa emunuoma enti eno wo ho but no na say me tema na me minister of power na Valco shemase enti one of your plans no say ese Valco no ye de bag full eno nti na bi ka sa capacity no a me say me de Valco ba mu no
okay
set at 3.5 cents and na minua be ka che o ka so be ma Valco sa power no a omo ba tumi operate omo port lines ni nyina
Bambacho ye betimi de akoso mo na Valco say ye betimi
ye betimi but it take political decision
okay
because yes ye de no ye mix it basket no ni aton
ama
enti yesi ye nyi de emu bo no ofem anasa o man no abeka say mo power no omuntua 3.5 cents no de da so bia no
aban ne befa
ye befa
but say Valco said na ho de tie no obetimi aye kania enough ama Valco ana akoto mo
tio sesi aye kasai enne se ye ka se Valco trip aye port lines no de omode ye no eye num na emu mienu na ye adwuma miensa siwo saa miensa no esiwo no ba kumbia fa aye megawatt adiosunum enti ka ne miensa no bomu a aha mienu aduonu enum 225 megawatts sa ayi no say ya no say ye ka se anka ye dia ma Valco 3.5 no munya adwuma sa 34 million no esi etua excess capacity rank eni hobiem ensam no wo ho na ama ye nyina
meka sa de we say ye betimi de akoto mo na ma Valco ama Valco tumi aye adwuma
say no ensam no ewo ho ye betimi aye na mmom amayonsem obia escort political points edi enti na we aban we ba adwuma we hye ase no enye enti adwuma kura ma jesu anase matwam ebi omo ye mfumso bi ebi a omo ye mfumso but eyade ebetumi a correct na ade no akoso already Ghana ska kom ye sika nkomu a ye num nyam akom enti amanyonsem ena emmoaye ena amanyonsem nyina ye Ghana fo nyina
okay
de oye full soldier de oso wono de kura onye politician oka ho because ena mo aban we buy no yese ena aban we buy no yese ena aban emmoaye say ye kasa ye mavako 3.5 cents now within 6 months almost 3 port lines nyina betimi aba back enti ye wadwuma ye
enti de na si ye kwan se ye de
ya adwene ye vision
and lack of political will
ya adwene any lack of political will and na ye electoral cycle no so moaye
okay
obi a pese
mami on say it's the doctor kind a basket basket no your hydro to say in your mahodin I didn't show ye your thermal the gas ye and you renewable ni nyina no bagu basket ba komu na ya fine average and no na menu yetua okwa amanone a efiefo etua bebre electricity esen adwuma
okay
abruchire amanone adwuma kuo no because e was no ema wo tumi kwa adwuma na wo ba fie na so wo beso so heater no air conditioner utua mo Ghana no entesa
ya dane no
Ghana no adwuma kuo no tua mo esen yen ya yetifie no nti say no say the prof Dr. Ekano so who take his suggestion na who share energy commission for outlook ade bia o publishing na 225 megawatts so person would de via Akosombo which is about 700 megawatts at every point in time would move 2025 emma valqua and no chere say the beba kukuo ni mu a ye average no eso beti and it means say menu mienu no efie osi etwa mo ye make ka say and say would be ma valqua say ye the 225 for ma valqua 3 cents na eba kukuo nim na ebema 14 cents 10 cents 11 cents no 3 cents no average no mane ba form kakra say ye di mu 225 ema valco nko a de menu mienu tua wo fie no ebe koso
na say ebe koso na say valco betimi ekreti enyuma bebro 10,000 jobs
but no na e wo say the doctor
political
will because obi wa opposition no also o me ba metumi ama electricity bo abafo we so there be emetumi mane mba enti everybody obi power mu no o kan asem foforo o opposition o kan asem foforo enti se party
have been consistent
but you can say political parties
no opposition o kan asem foforo oba power o kan asem foforo enti se yenya consensus and that's why me feel say the energy committee is very important.
Energy committee of parliament.
I was about to say that.
Energy committee in parliament is very important because a hot year, manyoko mienu nyina no omo ho. If omo no ye side decision no, now the recommendation ma aban say, ya ye computation no, ya ye enkonta no. You feel say na wo say ye, na say na nsinso aso be ya. Then a binding both sides of the party. Now, yeah, teaching the civil society organizations, you between a strong crata opinion, I buy no auntie, but a for the Mona Moya Marano. But to cry a recommendation on the floor of the house. Now, ya can say, me, Maka, program, you say, I will see a pay amount to be a parliament because you find energy infrastructure. Say now we need a plan.
Energy security.
For energy security and infrastructure, no. ABI GDP no, this percentage. I will say ye share energy infrastructure. So going forward, I bring the baby no. On himself say me discuss a question. Sa yan koye ni sa. Na koye we priority, we yes here going forward no problem.
Could you still cry no MY? At the end I'm saying MY. Get fund. Ye womra says kasi ekoha. District Assembly Common Fund. You will miraculous kasi koha. Sa statutory funds no. But Minister of Finance makapo.
Someone am approve your parliament.
Meba. And you all can suggestion here. And so in practice no. Minister of Finance makapo. scarce as a bam hono, Martis Mema Musi. That is a part of yin a problem.
But I don't know, Minister of Finance or Mraso Cape.
Yeah, our rights on about Parliament.
We know there's outside Minister of Finance. Now, you are here energy because you are here energy security near building Yamma. I do a basis.
And the amount is I never conquer, send our B5 plus, they say, yeah, industries, because
capacity, Obika say, oh, yeah, Juma, no correct, say, a year, Juma, but you are operating under capacity for lack of power.
Okay, Mamisha is a minchro, Casaproco. Omoko ye Kumasi. Me consultants in Macasaproco. I was very minor me bore Momoko ye 1D1 for Modeko, you kind of so yes, and 12 quines. Into Omoko Hodo, because Raw Muso, Mubai. It's some more catch them, you know, was Sibefim. Abakania yani insure. Ya 1D1 F Ramomo, Yakubuja,
I don't fancy
Kama, but Omo problems. Casaproco now, no, Okwa. It was so almost 1.something million. So almost cheap power free baby, a bad baby. Almost.
I don't know. Say Casapa Cronetia.
Letia. Insure. Almost call Ghana water. Insure never on pressure. This one. Inti Ghana water more warm. Almost if you money a year almost ya wokumasi. Ghana water say almost na almost pre-finance insure no more fantasy insure ka. What I say? Inti injury de beba. Na ninsunsu anso no e bia wonte and imagine say a company bia wakwako bobosia e de si factory only 1.1 million dollars only 1 million dollars a dechiri into only electricity enough power out be ye adwuma no na ne time aso say also tua sika ne ma bank and so ohia 1 million bank money scan biem na scan aye den company will be called 10 years 10 years ipo actually 2 years no ni atum because bank atum
and no na see most of the projects but majority say we so another conversation for that for say you be for instance plan ben ye ma 1D1F no and I fancy an number of keke ne de ye be see na problem because B5 plus there okay no say under 1D1F o new factory no old one or more new one or free zones on minimum because
issues and meaning around energy security. Oh, energy security is very important.
But I know answer no where the camera dada and a dog so can be some manual sem politics. Oh yeah, buy a better cania so buy a better cania so any say nke betua cania na board ni enuanom benya adwuma ye na obi ankom ma na boy sinyanom shock anom ne ade senke ye na maye nani slay queen senke ye. But ye nyina ye penfo ye so Ghana for ne asum ye hinti no ye pede e bete badog ma me ko cancel ho ne emfa judgment debt no ne emfa rap ya because ye
can politics no na ka me pa ka say enya politicians no nko anko ye media journalists ye so sebi do ye so shallow o kind superficial no onya title no a say follow up no. And I so even civil society organizations, unfortunately, they fire aligned. We eta we ama the SSA but that middle space no a national interest no.
But dog, the difficulty is omo kakra bi no kra force ya so mbe middle no so kokasa boy. Middle no so no. Kokasa boy, aden na kan we den na yese me say this week, me dey ahometia ko post asem to Facebook na me ka say government officials okokasa we bia asase o assumption say o makasa kire Ghana for aden na what says Ghana o man sika ye nyina ye beji a ye hwe wanim say o ye NDC ana o ye MPP ansa na ajo tax ye je anyway nti aban ne ye be kasa say security o say ye den wo say woni o manfo ni nyina kasa nti attorney general be kasa cheche judgment date ma woni Ghana for nyina kasa ni won say o kasa che Ghana for say judgment debt say ni say na aba and he say we there opeki Tuesday radio station be an na fofo ni ade no nko ano ye doc ye ba akra bra ye bre ni afre enade na me di fly no to na kofo ka so government official be anim ni ade bra wo be bre no anya aban nipa
na watimi me amiti me nkrofo fa asema me ma
so ka che ahomache doc me man na be 3 am no doc ka send message me ma UTV na UTV ye MPP station me di fly no to MPP for so say ye me ye NDC agenda nti na aban ni pe dey won say na e dey
me feel say
aduma na aban dey am doc say even wo kra you make a conscious effort say ube gyina mfimfini no ena yeso wo NDC ena yeso wo MPP eto de bia na wo kra wo ye jana why frustrated say adwuma we ahe na tia you are better off leaving the job no be enya wo when anyone ne abobodin so ebedru baby no doc ye nya obi amonka Ghana sem
parliament prayer west ebedru baby no
New be one nko
ye nya sebi people of a certain stature wo DBA BC ebeko parliament baby aye ko no say ya ansesan
because your penning kese to say doc say be a year Pokua criticizing him because or criticize based on issue nya personal and I remember criticize no I'm criticizing the baby no president mama me na parliament me tan criticizing me we am san me share na ye ne bo nkomo but your tia bonten ne ntia senti oh we say bedu be obi anka say bio ntia ne amante e wo Ghana betam camera di attempt till thy kingdom come it will not change Ghana oh say na say that is the formula so be as obi a person tam camera di attempt but that will not collect judgment debt no you bet your judgment debt but council mama friend near wrap up you got judgment debt aye tua say na asha say na me intro na me ye you say judgment debt ye tua president Kufuor time ye tua bi under na ye judgment debt for contract ye cancel under president Rawlings president Kufuor kwa atame so buy ye betua bi for contract ye cancel for instance wo yo media the man under president Kufuor there sa be si ne what is there na ye betimi ye die si ye betimi ye bibi it said that Dr. Akins research nka say yent commission bi and I empower auditor general and I say audit service no say they be check ne ma bi ansa na ya cancel ne reduce judgment debt na adani create loot and share no a big question
a big question in the sense aban bia ba or the done and so I was so ye obi ba o so me say in that case no ye nt be mazla ban no so onkoye projects we na I know a company on so ba obeye na fe ya ba Amazon na yemfa mra bi nto ne Amazon inti mra wo ho ne ye mra a guide no se de be ye obeye ne nyema no pepepe ba ye ntimi nka se ya sha na yi se tinchina menye inti in that case no ye rely on the conscience if you like say ni tibu apa wo they ye put the juma na say no na ho kotichi ma na e de asamo ba so inti ye ntimi enya structures ye de to on say age no or on qualification or ye na juma ye finance minister the directors of the relevant departments na no be ma advice no any you know so be o majuma ye o na e wo se hwe ni ye so obi abit man adwuma yi emre so wo so ma advice na advice crowd dey man no so advice na advice emma bbc yenkoba so na fe obi aye ne part of the adwuma but say ye ntimi nka se ya shembra say anase bibia project bia baba bia no ye de be come auditor general in fact your parliamentary oversight on the ministries jehena wutu anamo a parliament bit ma from sebra bi hia ne bisa questions bi na fe ya de hwehwem but parliament no class so ntimi nka se men koye sa putu djuma we because if esa na fe ya be has any parliamentary supremacy
okay
so
but ye ni law bia e betimi aye so going forward ne se be shamra say ma ye ntua judgment debt na say mo obi ankobo e ka ma o
ma ye ntua sem ne bi o ka say aban mi ba ya e ka say kai de ye ntua en sa aban ya nto so aba ono na she no kwan no ofa tu no buy no si ye ntua en ne come my judgment debt kra ye foreign debt course ra afi ye tuatua bia ko isi nti en ye ntimi nka say ye ntua
nti judgment debt ntumi nya ho hwe
en esi asan ga na nsi no all the major projects include the energy projects are eba no I was a crowd convincing almost said there will not be brony friend expropriation and now creeping expropriation expropriation is say what be see we na bad in sat ya je Gaddafi ye bi Saddam Hussein ye bi ya invest $4 billion over the petroleum industry no aye ku to share no o say bafa he says anyama na twam ntimi ye bibio because we guarantees no insurance akoji no we be go cohesion banks anyone hwan ni nya a World Bank and a United Nations fund bi akoji sa guarantees na fi ansa investor no aba inti untimi emfa won sam to say yentua
okay
and I want to be here creeping expropriation so much we be our ba no company ni adwuma no na fe wo de policy bi aba policy no asesa omo rate omo uni omo agree no no omo so be stabilization clauses e dey share agreements dem so it here say here dey we say here no ye na fe ye make sure say you train government and local indigenous no mo heady science institutions no baby o ha negotiations kra no because there was our quadri negotiations for a particular industry, for the petroleum industry, for the energy sector. There was so many tiasiye na ye coin that ye call for say panels na ye call negotiate ya. E bi aduane bi ya serve no bi cheese bi, Grosvenor cheese bi ni ade na wa kwedi awie nya normal cheddar cheese ye de awie na afi de ye be start. E bi tea na great tea bit and big time aduane bi ye wi afi ye negotiate wadwen no kra na number bi
tactics strategy
and then strategy terms every best expropriation when creepers kra afi kra na wo you've introduced yourself to these concepts but nipa kra na ye negotiation no na dwuma no
okay
well until we say ye groom home if one na ye nkofo ye train omo no na mo course courses no mo tiase so there be am so wo hwa agreements na any nkrofo na ye ni na na ye koso na ye better na refine agreements bi a ye ne is it Valco and Chromatan here o msisi ye bebre Professor Akra paso ya mo banse na mo besesa na ye sisi ye bebre ti ye kono ni ye better but I say ye training nkrofo no more so there be ya all these negotiations na ye any agreements na ye sign the incentive mas here no ye bitimi aye ni nti ye ho ni na e feel ye solve problems.
Okay, yeah, your final comment.
Me final comment. O de be doctor.
Me de be doctor and I mean no answer. But uni aba Francis Esiam. I say Osivia, my regards to lawyer Kingsley Amakwa Bodu no Dr. Kwabena Donko Gozo ni me that I say why the debate it is clouding and confusing issues neighbor of na parliament and approve agreement so every public official any private sector person be involved in the formation, termination of the agreement must be held before the law court. Nien dealing with nipa no mercilessly. As I say, abonaka, yamonaka. Or say again, all entitlement due to all those still in parliament must be suspended pending the resolution of the create, loot, and share scheme that resulted in the unacceptable judgment that Vim, whether NDC or MPP, each and everyone involved in the dotting of the T's and the S agreement. Be a investigating, yen prosecuting, yen jailing. Yen seizing a property, yen citing for negligence, wicked negligence, or else chrono thievery will not stop. Official thievery will not stop. Ya bre, or say Francis Eziam.
No one chami. One chami. Madam one chami.
Fire no mami.
Hey, the Miss Hey, madam. One chami. Mati.
Oh, chair. Because your doctor said doctor best.
What's your doctor? And what's your madam? Who have you? One chami.
Can't be an election. Then I do give my faculty.
Madam, oh, start to say madam for as you chami. No problem. Mami Kadia Maker.
Judgment day.
I want to end with take or pay.
Maybe they can better put the judgment
day quickly. Why take or pay? Because I think so viewers need be very confused. Omu feel say take or pay no. Em say a katasi say BBI a deba. Oh, pacho a very fundamental. Ghana yendrum pempen so a obi betam ni sika abi drew chrome ha without any guarantee. Yendru sa pempen so. Entina me time one finance minister ko kan wo parliament say or change or take or pay to take and pay no na me say I am misre because untumi nye and ubeye kra na is not unilateral it was say both parties no agree unilateral no potoka santika sem no onko untumi fa wo pe enye enti e was say oni nipa ne trase na ne ka say me ma wo guarantee we me pese me gi free wo ho ne bankers empene. What you say? Now going forward, no, there me sure ni say you know you see a bidding process. You see a take or pay bill. Ain't no standard your man now win you know. A dear na odi be shana nine. A money pan confidence or the sika bagana. Uko Nigeria model no we can learn from it. Adentra omo a year pool. There was this of regulation bi omo ye ya anya djuma nipa no odinisika ba o be si plan $500 million o say meka chiro da meso se man so a mean cheska bi amount.
Enya possible.
Enya possible. ABF, you be say 5 years whilst you are amortizing or debt no, you be cheska bi amount. After a certain percentage of amortization no, when you sika back sika odi shame no, na ye tua, ye jai tua. And no be ya adwene kakra nti me sre Magana phone dwene say take or pay no eye katashi say there be eye ekwan a aban de faso edinya infaso investment e bagana it is our kokrom na o say o ko wholesaler ho o say me beji awake water na special ice me kreska but ma me fan ko na me nkoton na me discount
ya nto me de be ba mentua
o tiase e wo say wo di bibi si anan other collateral na bibi. And the collateral as a government to invest no any take or pay.
Okay.
It's judgment debt side there. Me yeah. Say you share report justice appeal report in the kokosu nyina is been happening and everybody is guilty. Yeah, menum fundamental no the shas nyina ye ni ahobrase si ye my position. Me mati minister bia wo ka say ai be twam have no power no metumi atwam ntidien mati me gina ho no kan because ono no e bi krade na wo ye no onte ase 4 years ago until say the power the party ba power no na oni and so bia so ba sa ministry ho ene owo ho technocracy ni na man advisor onfa odini to me e twam because we are not humble in power. And until say ye binya ho brase wo position bi mu no sa anyoma na esu ntwa because e de ahomaso na de sa anyoma ne ba mintie no na de ba enti na o se mpanimfo no munya ahobrase na omutumi tie advice not to cancel some of these things.
Contract. Okay, doc. Judgment debt
wo hwe yi na bakosema mekame because history and profile wo hwe na bakosema e fa aban sesa contract ye twetwemu no aban we na ye ntini etwem ma ba me wotumi te de menu ye kan ye me wotumi be chese mu ne yakotwem eno wo hwe ni nyina na fare ba ene eho enti ye koye ni mu no se aban de be sesa aban sesa na se wo hwehwem kro no se we yanko yi we anke yi we se be yi a mo ma ye nwen hu enko akire se correction be kra na se ya kwan ben so na betimi afa yes a correction no a enkofa judgment debt emma enkofa asem emre to me the it say nsu egina wonsem ebeko that's
yo doc mama na wase but you messages be
one quick one say
unu aba so ochi awa fe de
abe wa chi am me ase madam me joso
abe de also regards to kojo no awe slow fire
now show me me boss no
me boss ye kuru be ye from resident dictators
ibi ani o but me boss madam
resident dictator
me boss
madam don't see the sound in francais wa GDD NDC pa oba be say
I'm the same on the same board.
Oh, okay.
We serve Ghana cylinder. I'm on the board of Ghana cylinder. So he's my madam. That's why I'm saying that more answer what anyway, your friend is saying,
just quickly,
just quick one. May they say Kwabre food you. Kwabre, almost say Kwabre Mpuntu for yeah, Osra Kana Kwabre Besra Omeche.
Oh, me ba kwayo mo me.
Is Kwabre is.
Say me ba ho mo me. Yeah, me ba ho. We kwa me wo fa.
Catch you so about no to fa konkra do.
Kwabre is for.
Kwabre is for.
Catch you so me say almost say mu kakra.
Doc can dey awudi bem.
No, wo campaign.
Doc dey awudi bem.
Catch Kwabre Mpuntu for say omo tonko omo hwem. Omo kakra. Kwabre Mpuntu for Matthew.
Eti Kwabre for e chamo pa me bra pani kwa wo Kwabre sisi amukasi. Oni me wo fa Drus ewo apeja no bo ho John Boate Asante no say I can't think far for honorable Kennedy Japan say we see 80 bed cardio center with just $3 million ne yet na ho ama 170 million say ntumi nchi obia say the lawyer can say bibie ni mra ni mo ebetimi de ache omo de a ye ja omo nyina manyakopon e na wo hene ba kojo Gafa City wo say efia o de mete ho na me hwe mpanifo no muti studio na say me ben omo a ka me hwe obi aso say ntumi nchi ni pa ne sen opani nya buche omo obi ani oboko fa osika obi omo mama kanaba no omo ni ha Nti wo ko hwe obi asoma Mr. Obemena. Nelson Pius no say, "Oh, how? Say inti mrani mo causing financial loss ni ho." Lawyer Chemu say willfully causing financial loss na ho. Na no kra na chatuka tade ko Supreme Court abo agu say any article 19 bo ebra inti enye law ntutu me nche no inti just a negligence and I thought and I'll bet me the achi nipa nti ene and also you are senful for Uncle Dan honestly what are we doing leaders kra be ne wo man mu a omu joki ana so o me hwan anti obi ama ya boka ye ntumi nche ne ye nya na hwe osi you Afia yate and I check atel say eh Ghana nkoa na o ma we a obi tumi call law school ba no aba be wie sika obewie sika no aka che say ye ntumi nchi obi because law be any Council go for wo o tu baby come see one for school about
Sanya na go fast kai
I say wo council
catch us me first kai bi
ya council mo kwa bodu no abai ko nka
the enraged the
people are upset people are very angry until say wo be cancel na wo enya asem pepe bi anka amankwa ya no say are you sure say ye ntumi njeli obi a na Afia busa lawyer biom no nche mo man na sa law we dey menti ase Salasi priest no say eh Ghana pa de o say minya ya kama wu na kama ba na makọ krofo for so na say me metna Ghana kra na homte Gilbert C no say you terminated the contract but you can't justify the contract but once akwa arbitration say ya judgment date here you are still justifying say the enti ono so no bo ofu pa na otumi say ode kasa asemwe Mitch again would and say Afia people are benefiting from this loopholes e what loss nim omu nim say law be any one mo betimi achi obi specifically for willfully causing financial loss nti omu di na oma we nko mu na obi kodua banchi na na kotum e won sawom but obewia kese na judgment debt ba de say law be any ho o say you Afia yate pa catch em penifo say yate Dauda Sita and say you hear say the thing is 200 but you think you are thinking of 170 but mente Dauda wasem no aselawi amate no kaso nim se Ghana mpanifo no so omu ye mumu se den on tia se obi e kofesika mo se law be any was saying and Justice Aaron Kwadwo Adabo was it which means there is no hope for this country. High ranking officials no betumi misappropriate funds normal call for free but ube convince me say nyame be chair republic we mu obi ko wi abode dia on konsa won okay o say that ko mbeti asi breaking sound ya mamu nyina aba abontin Kingsley o say nyame che no so who are those who negotiated agreement anti obi akọ canceller eno de aba be asem no what kind of country is this and Eric Ekuke o say Afia you are completely right pa when and oba be prosecute na law ben and original so aba be prosecute we your messages am send am yen wo Facebook e da ma se mo nya aboche ene ya tena send message we e de na amayen sika o se utie wo DVL ye da se pase utie sami koi wo Leviticus powers wo kaso no say Dr. Kwabna Donko wa asem na waka no NDC for mu na mu collapse valco sanse president Kufo baye na obaji si every abrofo no ho na se munim si ebetimi de akoso mama valco amena ye ya den na mo anya wa betena ha o kase Bismarck also no say what sense of humor from all your panelists o my idea so mo kasa munim nyansa munim say de o baby also mo sorry baby also mo che Ghana for say kasa na ye kasa amanyosem enye entokwato ne adai no say Afia I'm the only person who thinks NDC any MPP they are from the same womb omuni bi papa bia e ma Ghana for so Ghana for di omochi ti say John ene ye di omochi ti say di omo kontokwa so omuni omo ye baakom sama wo su boate no say Ghana politics pa de yenye serious o enti Dr. Kwabna Donko betimi akatwi say all ministry of power no so ontumi nkatwi kwam se faka ne kasa o se da on katwi sense on titwi enso ende me hu so o katwi e wo ahase o titwi na no kasa technical terminologies na u breaking it down ya adding enuti na de bia ya o kasa Guan but yeji na owo no ba wa ya de mpo so wetumi aka na kakra de ama ye se
mo kasa ne kasa ben
memeka nchumuru
nchumuru kwa do mo kan krache ne
kwatanya kasa wako
latefo so tumete goto mo nyina e gons enumfo bosofo nyina tumete kasa no elections tumete chinisa abusi afoya na masesa mo ne yetena ya ma ya de critical issues ma mo e bom pa so obi enya ne critical answers a ese fata so onya na at the end of the day no wa we Ghana ni a usika ene ye de kwa kotu judgment debt no wa buama ho say free President Rollins abreso besi ne ye tria judgment debt aba bia abreso ye gusutua Ghana fo sika no a pedifo akese nya obi esika enka ho except taxes o mbetua de aka nya me no mienu de na ebetua nti ebekọ so tua sesi aye hu se enya de ebetumi de obi akọ akotum na se de akase nkoma yera kojo Safo Poku eyo pani kese a won na ye executive director Institute for Energy Policy and Research so obebo aye me yetena se afra no pa besi sabre yera Dr. Kwabena Donko Epu is ma se bedwani kane no na ko no na ye so afo hwe nyina ma hode ho nsem so a wakadere wo adwuma ni ma no so gya ne bibia ho ba beken ho ha sanso na lawyer Kingsley Amakwa Bodu private legal practitioner sign lecture chade o law faculties ni bi nti edana se so mu nyina ba ye sanke ne Doma is ma se bedwani betwetwe nkomo koso wo put agent question bi wo parliament so person who president Mahama konto 2 ye nyina ne ka wo boye fan toto president Kufuor de ho ne ye se hwan na ekumo ma no mo nyabre eno no ankase ye reja koso ye se ne be kasa but ne line no enkonti ye beto ankomo we so na judgment debt so de betimi agi odi entumi nyi o edini nyina abremo midin the vim lady Afia Pokua se da kese nkoma production team ni nyina wo ma ye djuma free no abi no nkofie besi ne wo besan ye djuma na dju nyina ye do ma se Prince Obimpe any production director penyina won na da bibia no na cameraman edi na Randy Mo na Rasta any penifo akese cameraman ne ade nyina ye do ma se Yankopɔ hya mo se mo dedicate mo ho tirelessly to adwuma mo ye nkofo ntan hu mo wo camera no so nti mo ka se crew no nye adwuma but mo kra na break se ye de se ye betena ha kwa bo mo na break se pa Yankopɔ hya mo na o ma ye nkwa next week Yankopɔ de dom ye a e besan ba be hye bi ma se da kese nkoma me nails na special ice ensio papa and this way chocolate drink do here any ensio share dem ma se ma munya mo any hwe